Welcome, everybody, to the third edition of the New York Giants and NFL Football Friday Talk, featuring your host, NYG Jeffy T85, along with my co-host, to my left. I finally did it right this time, Mitch Kofsky. So we're going to be sitting here.
How's it going?
How's it going, Mitch? How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good. Just watching some basketball earlier, studying the game. I do that every day. I just love basketball, bro. I just can't get enough of it. But I'm ready to talk some football. What's up, Adam?
What up, Adam? Thank you for coming by the chat. I'm ready to talk some football, too. And we got a couple of in the timeout in timeout already. He says you're in timeout already, Mitch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Didn't even start and you're already in timeout.
Right.
Don't tempt him. He will come on here and he probably will put you in timeout. I hope you're enjoying your Friday so far, Adam. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about some of the key matchups going into this Friday, as well as recap the game that happened yesterday between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Week 13 officially kicked off yesterday. The Bills ended up getting the victory, 24-10. The offense was just too much for New England. New England really couldn't get anything going on offense at all yesterday. Josh Allen was as good as he always has been. Still wondering how healthy he is with that elbow injury, but he still was able to put up a very solid performance overall. I believe he passed for about 2 touchdowns, about over 300 yards. Diggs once again had a big game. Gabriel Davis played solid, and the Buffalo Bills raised their record to, I believe, 9-4 on the season. 9-3 on the season. The Patriots now dropped to 500. They are officially 6-6. So the Buffalo Bills continue to try to go for that number 1 seed. They're going to hope that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to get picked. They're going to get picked off by the end of this season. Now, just talking about some of the other games. I apologize. I just took away the screen that was right in front of me, so I have to get right back to it.
I've done that before.
It's a horrible habit of mine. I had it literally right in front of my face. I put it away. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. That's a game. I mean, it is what it is. Atlanta's still fighting for a playoff spot. Pittsburgh is just pretty much seeing what they got in their quarterback right now in Pickett. So you got Baltimore against Denver, another blah game. Baltimore's just pretty much trying to snatch up that division. Denver, they're probably going to be looking for a head coach after this year. Chicago and Green Bay. Oh, I can't wait for that exciting NFC North matchup between 2 great NFL teams. I say that, with complete sarcasm, because that game is going to be an absolute friggin' disaster. Is Aaron Rodgers even going to play? The Bears, I think Justin Fields is going to play in that game. But either way, who really cares? That game's going to suck either way. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to be taking on the Detroit Lions. Both teams are pretty much on the come up in terms of, they're both young teams trying to make an impression for the rest of the season and going into next year. I really like that Lions team. I love what Dan Campbell's been able to do with that team overall. I want to see how they're going to be able to go forward, as well as the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence has put together a couple of nice games, so I want to see who's going to pull out the victory in that one. The Deshaun Watson Bowl, Cleveland taking on Houston. The first game for Deshaun Watson as the Cleveland Browns quarterback, heading back to Houston. That's probably going to be a shit show. Going up against the Houston Texans down there in Houston. I already hear like all the pitchforks are coming out, all that stuff, everything. But the Cleveland Browns, they're looking to see if they can somehow improve their record to 5-7. The Houston Texans, clearly the worst team in the NFL right now. They're just playing out the string. We'll have to see what happens in the Deshaun Watson Bowl. One of the most intriguing games going into this Sunday weekend, the New York Jets against the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, you guys have a little bit – you want to watch this game closely because Minnesota's nipping at your heels right now for that number 1 seed. And the New York Jets coming off an impressive victory behind the arm of Mike White, not Zach Wilson, Mike White. So this is going to be a very intriguing game. Obviously, the matchup that everybody can't wait to see is the young rookie cornerback, Ahmed Sauce Gardner, against the probably best wide receiver in the NFL, Justin Jefferson. That should be a fun game overall. Can't wait to see what's going to happen in that. Obviously, you have the vested interest in your game right here, fellas, with the Tennessee Titans heading down to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. The Eagles right now, 10-1, best team in the NFL, looking to try to keep that winning streak going, boost their record to 11-1 on the season. Titans coming off a tough loss last week against the Bengals. They're looking to try to see if they can rebound This is gonna be a little bit of this could be a little bit of a trap game for you guys because of the fact that maybe you're looking a little bit ahead to that matchup against the Giants at MetLife Stadium. That you don't want to overlook this Tennessee Titans team that is very, very gritty, and they could end up surprising you. But I think in the end, I think you guys will win this game. You will boost your record 11-1, and I think Tennessee though is still a team to look out for in that AFC South. I'll try to speed up through this a lot quicker so we can get to the everybody's going to be able to have their piece.
You're good.
The Seattle Seahawks take on the absolutely destroyed and banged up Los Angeles Rams. I mean, the Rams, you want to talk about a Super Bowl hangover? I think they just like literally just they're like drowsy as hell, falling asleep all over the floor with the way their team has performed. Stafford, I don't even think is playing in this game. Cooper Kupp's out. Who's left on the team? Aaron Donald's out. That team is a friggin' mess right now. The Seahawks, they have no business losing this game, especially with the fact they're competing right now with the Giants and the Commanders for one of those two last spots in the NFC wildcard picture. So you have to figure Seattle's going to try to find a way to win against the Rams team that's clearly playing out the string. The Dolphins and the 49ers, another very good game overall this season. It's Miami, 8-3 in the season, trying to see if they can possibly even get the number one seed behind Kansas City and Buffalo. They're trying to keep track right now with the Bills for the top spot in the AFC East. 49ers have definitely righted the ship. They're 7-4 right now. Have to see how the 49ers are going to be able to play against a very, very high-powered Miami Dolphins team. And obviously, this is Mike McDaniel's homecoming. He was the offensive coordinator last year with the 49ers. He's going to be traveling back home as a head coach of the Dolphins. This should be a very fun matchup. Curious to see who's going to come out on top on that one. You got the Kansas City Chiefs against the Cincinnati Bengals, two of the best teams in the AFC. Chiefs right now leading the AFC at 9-2. Burrow and the Bengals are 7-4. Two of the most high-powered offenses, two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. I think the Bengals, I would like to see the Bengals see if they can have put up a statement against the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, last year in the AFC Championship game, the Bengals ended up beating the Chiefs in Kansas City, and they were able to go to the Super Bowl with that. So maybe Kansas City is looking for a little bit of payback here. That should be interesting. The I don't give a damn bowl between the fraud, overrated in my opinion, Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, who I can't believe it. They actually won 2 in a row. Who would have ever thought that this team would actually know how to win a game, let alone 2 in a row, but they somehow did it. I mean, this is going to be pretty much an AFC West. I think it's going to be a snooze fest. I mean, maybe the Raiders found a way to win 3 in a row at home. I just don't trust the Chargers. I don't think any of you guys or anybody else can trust the Chargers because they're so goddamn, up and down all the time. They're not consistent. I actually think the Raiders are going to win this one. If I had to pick, I think the Raiders are going to win. I just don't trust the Chargers, even though Herbert has played a lot better. Sunday night football game, you got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Dallas, 8-3, coming off that victory on Thanksgiving against the Giants. Colts right now, they're trying to see if they can bounce back after a bad loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. Have to see how the Colts are going to be able to bounce back. Dallas right now, their defense is just clicking. I think this could get ugly. Colts offensive line is not where it was before. I think Dallas's pass rush can absolutely harass Matt Ryan out there on the field. I expect Dallas to improve their record to 9-3 on the season. The Monday night football game, New Orleans and Tampa Bay. I mean, New Orleans is another team that's just can't get out of their own way. They're a train wreck this year. That absolutely abysmal NFC South with New Orleans and Tampa Bay. I mean, Tampa Bay might sleepwalk to that division, way it's going. They're 5-6 right now in the season. New Orleans is just playing out the stretch. Tampa Bay, I expect them to win at home, even though they are going to be without Tristan Wirfs, who ended up injuring his ankle. He's going to be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks, so that's going to be a big loss for them. We'll have to wait and see if Tampa Bay can pull this out. And, of course, the biggest game, in my opinion, I'm not just saying this because I'm a fan of the team, but the New York Giants hosting the Washington Commanders, and arguably the biggest game of this entire weekend, as both teams are looking to see if they can secure that one of those last playoff spots at MetLife Stadium. The Giants are going to be getting some key players back from injury. Evan Neal, Daniel Bellinger, Fabian Moreau, Azeez Ojulari. They're going to have Tony Jefferson's going to be back. The Giants are going to get some key players back on that defense. Washington has been arguably the hottest team in the NFL. I believe they've won 5 of their last 6 games. This is going to be a battle. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen in this game on Sunday, Giants and Commanders. both of them looking to see if they can sneak up one of those playoff appearances. But I've talked enough. Mitch, Randy, AK, how the hell are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good, but I actually have some news for you guys. Real quick. AK, you are one subscriber away from 500.
There you go.
Oh,
You're one away. And Jeff, I don't know if you saw my DM, but Tymus is going to join you on Sunday against the Commanders versus the Giants game.
Well, that's going to be interesting. Me, Coach, and Tymus. Coach Thomas and myself, that's going to be like a whole lot. There's going to be a lot of jokes going on there. And I've never done a live stream with Thomas, so this one's going to be definitely very interesting with Thomas hopping on. But Randy, how are you doing too? And AK, how are you guys doing today?
doing good, man. Doing good. It's Friday, so I'm just enjoying it, man. Enjoying the start of the weekend.
Yeah. Yo, what up, Arku? What up, bro?
Yeah,
What's
what's
going
good,
on?
Adam? Adam, you should be in here, dog. It's been a minute.
I sent the link to you, Adam, if you want to hop on. It should be in I think it's in your chat. I'm not sure. If not, I'm sure Mitch or one of us could send the link to you if you
It's
want
in
to
the
hop on.
Hardcore Sports. I just saw it, I think.
But since we're talking about the NFC East stuff, since I got you three guys on here, obviously you're all huge Eagles fans. What exactly are you guys looking for heading into this game against the Tennessee Titans? Like, what are you guys looking for your team to do in order to pull off the victory and raise your record to 11-1?
Well, first, you got to stack the box. You got to try to stop Derrick Henry as much as possible. I mean, yeah, we got Limbo, Joseph, Namakan Sue, and Jordan Davis perhaps playing on Sunday. But going up against Derrick Henry, the king of running backs, bro, it's going to be tough. But if we can hold him, that's basically fine. I love that name, man. I'm going to keep on saying it every time when I see it.
Good to see you. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets. Hope you're having a great Friday, bro.
Yeah. So we just got to stack the box. AK, what about you?
Yeah, man, I just want us to bring more pressure, man. The only thing I'm looking at is the defense this weekend. Offensively, I'm not worried. Our offense is just doing just fine. Defensively, we got to stop Henry, man. Listen, I understand Gannon, he likes to play soft defense. He does not like giving up big plays and plays over the top. But in all honesty, man, I'd rather give up one or two big plays and only let them score 14 than them completely demolish us on the ground and win the game. You know what I mean? So stack the box, play, man. Do what you got to do. It is what it is, but you got to stop Henry.
Oh, crap. We just lost Randy. But what about your offensive game plan? What do you guys think your offensive game plan should do against that? Your offensive line is very good, probably one of the best in the NFL right now. But what do you think your offensive line needs to do against a pretty underrated pass rush, especially when you have a guy like Jeffrey Simmons who's playing out of his mind right now this year for the Tennessee Titans and the type of pressure he could bring up the middle? It's like, what would you guys need to do? You think you need to get the ball out quickly, run the football a lot more? Like, what's your strategy in going on offense?
I don't think you change anything, bro. Don't fix what isn't broken. We already get the ball out fast. That's what RPOs are for the most part. He gets it out. I'm not changing anything, bro. We haven't changed all year for anyone. Why start now? We play to our strengths very well. So offensively, man, like I said, I'm not worried about our offense. Yes, we've had a few games where our offense looks sluggish, and Washington was one of those games. We beat ourselves, but, for the most part, though, our offense has always been there.
Yeah. So, and also, I think one of the guys that could be an underrated player for you that you could really get going, that could be an X factor on your team, to my opinion, is Quez Watkins. I think if that guy can be able to take the top off the defense and be able to, be that vertical threat, it can cause the defense to try to have to play a safety down near him because of the fact he can take the top off and take that safety with him, and that could open things up over the middle for an A.J. Brown, for Devontae Smith, etc. So that's the thing I'm really looking forward to seeing is like what type of role Quez Watkins will do in this game, especially with the fact that you don't have Dallas Goedert right now, and Quez Watkins might become that third option consistently in the passing game, unless you use Zach Pascal too. I don't know how your tight ends are right now with Goddard out.
Well, we got Calcaterra, we got Stoll. Oh, sorry. We got Calcaterra.
Okay. It's okay.
We got Calcaterra. We
What
got
up, Coles?
and we got Jackson. You know, they're three very raw young individuals. You know, they haven't had that much playing time. For what we're asking them to do, I can't really complain that much. You know, at the beginning of last game, yes, I believe Stoll and Calcaterra each had a penalty. But, you know, you're going to have that, you know, first game jitters and being young, you know, not playing much because Goddard's that guy, you know. So they'll get better as it goes. But pass blocking, you know, they block more than they run routes. You know what I mean? So for a blocking aspect, for them being as young as they are, they've done one hell of a job.
Up, Alex? And maybe maybe you guys are trying to see if you could spread it out a little bit more. Try to see if you can expose that Titans, because the Titans, they have a decent secondary, but I think that's probably their weakness on their secondary besides Byard at safety. They have some solid young cornerbacks, but I think you guys would have the advantage on the outside with guys like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And we all know A.J. Brown probably circled this game on his calendar to be able to go out there and show the Tennessee Titans that they obviously made a huge mistake by not trying to re-sign him and then end up trading him to you guys for that first and fourth round pick. So I guarantee A.J. Brown is going to want to go out there and show the Titans that they pretty much screwed up by not signing him to a long-term deal and trading him over to you guys in the end.
Oh, 100%, bro. Like, this is AJ's game.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if AJ does not walk out of this game with at least 90 yards or more, I'm going to be completely shocked. You know what I mean? Like, this is, like you said, this is one he's had circled, bro. This is his, you know, 3 touchdown game like he had against Pittsburgh. You know, this is the one he needs to show up and show out. 150, 3 tutties. But I don't know. You know, we'll see.
Coles is like AJ with a fumble.
Bro, hey, listen, it's happened twice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. He's really bothered me the last 2 weeks with that shit. You know, is what it is though. I'm not gonna knock him for 2 fumbles. But holy shit, if he does it this week, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little upset because it's like, bro, ball security. You can't fumble twice in two weeks and then not work on that shit. You know what I mean?
Is he just like because he's just having he's getting hit in the awkward spot where they're able to knock the football out of his hands? He's just holding it out like a loaf of bread. Like
no. In fact, it's not even that. He's so tough, bro. It's all about yak yards for him, and he just pushes to. Like, you know, there's certain limits to where you just should give up and go down. He pushes it that very, very, very last ounce of any will, and he's up so long, they have so much time to try and strip the ball from him, and then they finally do get him. You know what I mean? Like, he's just so powerful. They don't bring him down, so they just try and strip it, and eventually someone gets lucky.
Yeah, they try to put the football on the helmet too. That's what some defenders try to do. Is they try to get their helmet on the football to be able to knock it loose. And with A.J. Brown always trying to pick up those big yards, he has to realize that ball security has to come more into play, because what happens if you do that in a playoff game where you try to get those extra yardage, but you end up fumbling the football in a key situation, and it ends up costing the Eagles a playoff game when it matters. So I mean, A.J. Brown has got to do a better job in terms of securing the football. But
no, I mean, I'm all about the yak yards, bro. But there is sometimes it's just like it's okay to go down.
Absolutely, I mean? Absolutely, I agree with you on that. And we'll see how the Eagles come out in this game against Tennessee. And you have to wonder, just before I move on to the Dallas game, do you guys think that any way? And I'm not just saying this to be the Giant fan here, but do you think any way that you guys might be looking a little bit past the Titans because you got the Giants right next to you? Like right after this?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not built that way, bro.
Okay. I just want to make sure because it's a huge divisional game. We already know what Giants Eagles is always like. It's probably one of the most fierce rivalries in the NFL every single year. So you have to wonder if maybe that's in a little bit of the back of their mind. But I agree. I think they just want to go out there, handle their business, and once the second that game ends at around 4-something,
That's when
they're
it will
going to move
become
on.
the issue.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's when it's going to become Giants and then Eagles right after that. Same thing with us.
Oh, close.
Eagles defense won't stop Derrick Henry. They might not. You know what? They might not. They might not be able to stop Derrick Henry. You don't know. That's the thing. Is their line? I think your linebacking core is going to have to be one of the bigger reasons on why your run defense is able to improve too. Sure, you're going to get Jordan Davis back, but those linebackers have got to be able to come in and help out in the run game at times as well, not just being the defensive line.
I cannot wait to fucking see Jordan Davis, Derrick Henry 1-on-1. I cannot wait, bro. That if they collide, it's gonna make a fucking peg on the Richter scale. Like that is two mamma jammas, bro.
You want to talk about seismic activity?
It's gonna be awesome.
Guys come together. Hum, 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 hum.
Yeah, no, dude, it's gonna be awesome. I think Davis can plan him. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He's a big.
I agree with that.
Yeah, he's a huge individual, man. I even think Linval could take him, in all honesty, because Linval's big. But Davis, oh yeah.
What about Ndamukong Suh? No.
Yeah.
Oh, you think too?
I think so.
Cox as well.
Dude,
Cox is no small guy.
Dude, have you seen Sue's arms? I didn't know his arms were that fucking big. Oh my god.
He's been in the gym. It looks like a lot lately.
He is huge, bro.
I don't remember him. I don't remember him that big in the past. I know he was a bigger guy, but he wasn't that muscular.
He can't even put his arms down straight. In that one picture, his arms are kind of out to the side a little because they're so big.
He's so freaking jacked. I looked at him like, is this the same Ndamukong Suh that we watched all the way back in Detroit and Miami and Tampa Bay even with the Rams? This dude looks like he's been in the gym for like the past year or so.
Yep. Looks real good, man. So, yeah, I think Suh could take him.
Jordan Davis is about to get knocked out by Derrick Henry. That's what Alexander says.
I don't see that happening.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a war between those two. I'm curious to see what happens in that. I'm not unfortunately going to be able to see the game because I got to do. I'm going to be doing the Giants and Commanders game with Coles and Coach Jay Gladney. But speaking of that, we're going to transition to that game next. Now I know Tymus. I'm sorry, Tymus. We're going to be doing it. My apologies, Tymus. But speaking of that game, since you guys might have a little keen eye on that game. What are you guys expecting to happen in that Giants-Commanders game? The first time that these two teams are seeing each other, and with the fact that there's a playoffs implications possibly involved in this game. What do you guys think about that Giants and Commanders game?
Best man win. Listen, dude, I'm serious. Washington's hot right now, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. And Brian Robinson, dude, shout out to him, not only because I have him in fantasy, but, dude, he's getting very good. I mean, the more this kid is playing, the less they're using Gibson. You know what I mean? And Robinson is a star, bro. Like, good luck. That's all I got to say. Good luck. He might not look like much, bro, but there's a lot of power behind that kid. A lot.
And that's something that scares me the most going into this game is the running game because our run defense has been pitiful. We've gotten destroyed the past couple of weeks in the run defense by Jamal Williams, by Jonah Jackson, DeAndre Swift, and then obviously on Thursday by Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Our run defense has got to be better because if we can't able to stop the run against Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson, we already know the weapons they have on the outside, whether it's Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, who's had a revival in the slot, and you got De'Ami Brown as a fourth receiver. Not to mention that you could throw Brian Robinson and Gibson in the passing game, plus Logan Thomas. If the Giants cannot be able to get a pass rush or stop the run, it could get ugly a little bit on defense because we are getting a couple of players back on defense. Azeez Ojulari, who's a major boost to our outside linebacking core. We've gotten no pressure on the outside. Thibodeau's been getting close, but it's clear as day we need Ojulari back. and him being out there is going to be another boost to the outside linebacker position for the Giants. You're also getting Fabian Moreau back. Commanders fans are very familiar with him. They obviously played with the Commanders previously, so we're going to be getting him on the outside cornerback position. And we're obviously going to get some pieces back on offense, too, with Evan Neal back at right tackle, Daniel Bellinger back at tight end. There are a couple of guys that are questionable for this game. Darius Slayton with an illness, but I believe he's going to play. Tony Jefferson, who's been on injured reserve for pretty much most of the season, he's expected to be back. So the Giants are actually getting healthy at the perfect time in this pivotal game.
Well, hey, Jeff, I got to get going, bro. I got to go in here and do some things. Appreciate you having me on
AK.
a little bit, dude. It's good talking to you.
Anytime, man. Thank you so much for coming by.
Hey, AK, really quick. Are you going to live stream the game on Sunday?
Probably.
Okay, you want me to ask Rob if he can put you on his thing, or you want to do it by yourself?
I'm doing it alone.
Oh. All right, guys, sub up to AK. He just needs one more to 500.
Sub up to AK or else.
Uh-oh.
I should. No, well, that might be the wrong way.
Or else what, Jeff?
Or AK is going to, I don't know.
Cry.
Yeah, he's going to cry. We don't want to see AK cry. It's a very sad thing when he starts crying. See, look, he's crying right now. Look, you have to sub up to AK. He's crying right now. We don't want this, okay? AK's a good man. He just wants his sub.
Stop the
Just get him his sub.
Stop the
it. Get him his damn sub already.
But you guys have a good night. I'll see y'all later.
You too, AK. Take it easy, bro. Is Chase Young coming back for the game against the Giants? I believe he is. I believe he is going to be playing in this game against the Giants. I don't know if he's going to be playing, as a part-time player or something else, but I believe he's going to be active for this game. I think that the Commanders realize how important this game is as well on Sunday, so I believe that he's going to be back and active for this game on Sunday against the New York Giants. No, we're just joking around. AK is one sub short of 500, so we were just hoping that he can get that last sub so we can at least get to the 500 mark in terms of his subs overall. That's the only reason why we're doing it. Nothing bad happened. We're just joking around.
What you should have said? You should have said, or else AK will get hit by the MJFs with the new AEW championship.
No, he would get hit by the brass knuckles or the diamond ring.
No, not the new title.
No, why would you want to desecrate that beautiful championship? Why would you want to ruin that beautiful championship that looks so nice and have somebody's head imprint in it?
That's what happened to William Regal.
He didn't get hit in the face. He got hit in the back of the head with the brass knuckles. Damn it, Mitch. But
anyway,
Mitch, I didn't hear your points about the Giants and Commanders game. What do you think, in your non-biased opinion, like what might happen in that game? Because it is a big one this Sunday.
It really is. It really is. I cannot wait for this game. It's going to be the battle of the running backs. Brian Robinson, who's doing really well right now, and Saquon. It's a battle of who can run better and who's going to run more, I feel like. So, and you've been saying that Saquon Barkley could be in discussion for MVP. You've been saying that.
I don't know now because he's had a couple of poor games lately. I mean, he'd have to go out there and really go off, against the Washington Commanders defense. He has not exactly been running as hard as he was before. I think because that shoulder injury is starting to hamper him a little bit. But you have to wonder if Saquon Barkley is going to be a little bit more amped up. And plus, our offensive line is going to be better because we might throw Nick Gates over at left guard. John Feliciano is expected back at center. I'm not really excited about that because I think he's just not good. Evan Neal's supposed to be back at right tackle, and I believe Daniel Bellinger, our top tight end, is expected back for this game. So, like I mentioned, the Giants are getting healthy at the perfect time against the Washington Commanders this Sunday. But in terms of some of the other football games this weekend, how about that Dallas game? Dallas is still nipping behind your guys' heels. They're obviously 8-3 right now. They're looking to be 9-3 on the season. Dallas is still in the running for the divisional lead if, in fact, you guys trip up and they're able to take care of business against the Cowboys. In my opinion, I think the Cowboys should be able to win this. No disrespect to the Colts, but I just think the Cowboys are just a better football team. The Colts' offensive line is a mess. Matt Ryan is like a statue. He did have a decent performance in the past couple of games. Jeff Saturday had an absolute blunder of a coaching job against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. So I really just think that I think Dallas should be able to take care of business in this one. I really do. And then obviously I believe they're going to be I forget who they're facing next week. I believe Washington's on a bye next week. They haven't had their bye week yet. They have their next 2 games against the New York Giants, which is going to be a lot of fun. But the Cowboys, what do you think about that game, the Colts and the Cowboys, the other team that's playing in the NFC East?
I got the Cowboys winning. To me, it's just like an unfair advantage because the Cowboys are one of the best teams, well-rounded. Well-rounded they are. So I think with the Colts right now, Jonathan Taylor will have to have a unbelievable game for them to have a chance.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Taylor's going to have to be the focal point in that game. At the same time, I would have to probably say that the defense is going to have to really step up and make Dak Prescott uncomfortable in the pocket as well, because if Prescott's able to sit back there without any pressure, he should be able to get the ball to a CeeDee Lamb, to a Michael Gallup, to a Noah Brown. Tony Pollard is there in the passing game. We've seen how effective he's been, as well as you have Dalton Schultz at tight end. So the Cowboys, they should be able to get the job done. I think this should be a game they should be able to win, but you never know. Colts do still have a very good defense and a solid running game, a very good running game. So it's just a question of, is the quarterback going to be able to make plays, and is the head coach not going to make any blunders towards the end to cost the Colts the game? But I think the Cowboys should be able to handle business. It goes to consistency with the Cowboys down to, yeah, you're right. Cowboys have got to be more consistent in terms of their overall play. They have the talent and the ability to be a top team in the NFC and in the NFL. It just comes down to, can they play consistent game in and game out and not have some of these, blunders every single week and not, just crap the bed essentially going forward. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But Mitch, what are some of the other games that you're looking forward to this Sunday? Like some of the other matchups, not including the NFC East.
I need to look at the schedule. I don't memorize every single game. Probably Packers and the Bears intrigue me a little bit because Aaron Rodgers still has a broken thumb, and the Bears have been like off and on, but I feel like this team can compete with the Packers, who've been on a downward spiral. So I feel like this game could be good, but I still got the Packers winning, of course. But I feel like it's going to be a close game for that one. And then there was another game I saw. Oh, Miami and the Niners. How can I forget about that game?
That's going to be a really fun game. I agree with that. Absolutely, Karem. I think that's going to be a fantastic game overall. Two of the top teams in the NFL. Is that the
game of the week, or is it the Giants and Commanders?
There's a few of them. There's Kansas City and Cincinnati, which is a really good game. You guys in Tennessee is a very good game. The Jets and Minnesota is a very good game. Yeah. Obviously, Giants and Commanders is a good game. Dolphins, San Francisco. There's at least 5 games on this schedule this weekend that are definitely must-see type games that I think can go either way and just really fun matchups overall. So I think the NFL did actually a pretty decent job putting together some of these matchups. Even I think Jacksonville and Detroit, while neither team is probably going to be a playoff team this year, you're still talking about 2 teams that are really on the come-up and might go out there and try to make some type of impression in the future. So I really am curious to see how both those teams are going to come out in this performance on Sunday. So that's going to be a game you have to look out for as well. But, yeah, some intriguing matchups so far this weekend, I have to say.
Yeah. It's going to be Niners and the Dolphins, man. Niners and the Dolphins. And this week the Eagles could clinch the number 1 seed. But a couple things have to happen. You guys have to beat the Commanders. I think it was – hold on. I think it was the Niners have to lose to the Dolphins, and there was another thing.
The Jets probably have to beat the Vikings.
No, the Vikings were not a part of it, actually. I forget the other thing.
Really?
It was
because
Seattle.
They're the closest competition right now.
It was Seattle.
What up, Miz? What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
Enough said. Seattle. I will have Red Zone on. Enough said. I'll have Red Zone. There you go. See? He's already getting the red zone on perfectly for the game. But
Yeah. The Seattle Seahawks have to lose to the Rams.
Eagles
I
gonna have
don't think
Eagles
that's
gonna
gonna
find a
happen.
very hard game. All the Titans' strengths are all the Eagles' weaknesses. Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. The running game specifically, that is true. That the Eagles' running game, the Eagles' runs defense is a weakness in this game against Derrick Henry. That is true. But I think that the Titans also are going to have a very difficult time stopping the Eagles' running game. Plus the fact that the Eagles have all those weapons on the outside and a very good offensive line. It's just if Jalen Hurts can avoid the turnovers. But Mitch, go ahead.
Yeah. So Seattle have to lose. They have to lose to the Rams.
Okay.
So you guys have to beat the Commanders.
Mm.
Damn, I forget the other one. I think it was the Niners have to lose or win against the Dolphins. I think they have to lose.
Yeah, probably have to lose because it would make sense if they have to win because you figure they're both in the same conference and it's going to be a little bit easier when it comes to standings that the San Francisco 49ers
Yeah.
lose that game.
I mean,
Which I can see.
I don't see the Seattle Seahawks losing to the Rams.
I mean, it is a divisional matchup, and the Rams really have nothing to play for this year. Obviously, yeah, they don't have Kupp, they don't have Stafford, they don't have Donald, but at the same time, it is still a divisional game, and if Seattle looks past them, there's no reason to think the Rams might get up for this game and try to see if they can, upset the Seattle Seahawks in this one because Seattle, they know how important this football game is for them because they're chasing a playoff spot right now, or even still involved in the division too. They're not out of the division race so far.
Right. Yeah, they're not. They're not.
Mm.
But Matthew Stafford has been cleared, but he's just not going to play.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He suffered a couple of back-to-back concussions. I think the best thing for him is not to play him in that game. You just want to try to get him as much rest as possible, especially he suffered 2 concussions literally back-to-back. You don't want to throw him out there and have a risk of him getting a third concussion, especially with a really bad, banged-up offensive line. That is on I think the third left tackle right now this season. You don't have your top wide receiver. Your running game is a mess. Your defense now is without their best player, probably the best player on the team overall. The Rams, you know what you could say about the Rams, honestly? They went all in. They traded all their draft capital. They got all these big-time players in there. They went all in for a Super Bowl. They got the Super Bowl, and now they're paying the repercussions for it. But at the same time, you could just look back on it and say, well, you know what? They got that Super Bowl when they wanted it, and that's all that matters in the end, is they were at least able to win a championship.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine the Eagles clinch the number 1 seed right now? Whew.
I mean, it could happen. It's definitely remotely possible that the Eagles could clinch the number 1 seed. But like you said, a lot of factors have to go into play.
I just don't know if Seattle can lose to the Rams.
It's a divisional game, Mitch. We've seen weirder things happen. We have seen weirder things happen in the NFL, especially this year, where it's not out of the realm that Geno Smith has arguably his worst game of the season, and they end up losing that game to the Rams. It's not out of the question. It really is not, because I could see the Rams getting up for this game and wanting to play up to their top potential, even though they know their season is pretty much wrecked because of injuries, that this might be their chance to go out there and try to wreck the divisional rival season. It's definitely possible that could happen. I don't think it's likely, but I mean, it could happen. I could see it. Now, I want to know, you mentioned before about the Green Bay and Chicago game. Yeah. Why do you think that Green Bay and Chicago might be one of those very intriguing games with both these teams pretty much out of the playoff race remotely?
Because, like I said before, it's a rival game 1. 2, the Packers are on a downward spiral as of late. Aaron Rodgers got a broken thumb, but the Bears always compete, especially Justin Fields, this is one of his not one of his best seasons. Justin Fields has been amazing, so I feel like this could be a really competitive game. I got the Packers winning, of course, but it's going to be a real competitive game, I feel like.
Where do you think the Packers have the advantage in this game? If you had to pick, what gives you? Besides, you see, it's a Rodgers. That's true. Yeah, no, you're right. Rodgers is the upper hand in that game. But even with the inconsistency all around the rest of the team, I mean, they're beating up like crazy too. You're talking about two
They are.
football teams that are absolutely beaten up all over the place with injuries. Green Bay's missing a lot of key players on defense. They're obviously offensive line is nowhere as good. Christian Watson has been one of the biggest stories in the past few weeks, the way his play has been.
I was just
Is
about
Dobbs
to say
back?
Watson. Who?
Is
I don't
Dobbs
think
back?
Dobbs is back. I don't think
Romeo
so.
Dobbs? Because that'd be another boost to that wide receiver core if he comes back, especially the way Watson
If
is
he comes
playing.
back, that should be like a game changer if he comes back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Green Bay, Rodgers should stop whining about not having weapons over there in Green Bay. He's got two good young wide receivers. I think Christian Watson, he just had to shake the injury bug, but this guy's just been able to go out there and make some plays on the football field. Romeo Dobbs, when he was healthy, he was doing the same thing. I think that Green Bay has got two very good young wide receivers they could build around for Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, whoever the hell the quarterback is going to be over there in Green Bay in the future. They just got to be able to fix the trenches. The offensive line totally needs an absolute new rebuild. David Bakhtiari is just not the same player he was before. The ACL injury he suffered a couple of years ago has clearly hampered his ability out there. He's just struggling just to stay on the football field. The rest of the line is not that good. The defense has just been suffering a ton of injuries all over the place. So I think that the Green Bay Packers are definitely in need of a team that needs a little bit of retooling, especially in the trenches going into next season. So you have to wonder if maybe they might try to sell off a couple of their high-priced players, try to get some draft capital, and rebuild that offensive line and defensive line going forward. But another game that I think is actually going to be very intriguing too is the Jets and the Vikings.
Yes.
That is going to be a very, very, very interesting game. Mike White coming off such a strong performance that he had last week against the Chicago Bears in the rain. Can Mike White do it again? Can Mike White go out there against a very good Minnesota Viking team, although the Vikings have struggled a little bit on defense? Can Mike White be able to go out there and have another back-to-back great performance against this Viking defense? And can that Jets defense, which is ranked one of the best in the NFL, are they going to be able to hold back Dalvin Cook, TJ Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, and then Minnesota Vikings offense with Kirk Cousins?
It's gonna be something. But I was talking to a friend of mine who's a diehard Jets fan, and he's like, Mitch, I have so much confidence in Mike White from what I've seen in the past, not just from this past game, but games before. Like, he has so much confidence in Mike White, he would rather go and start Mike White over Zach Wilson. And I'm like, I can't argue with that. I can't. Zach Wilson is a little drama queen. So
he needs a humble pie, in my opinion. He needed this kind of thing. He needed to have his ass sit back down to the bench, get that humble pie. It seems like that he's finally absorbing the fact of what he did that was detrimental to his football team. And I think it's starting to sink in a little bit. And I really wonder if Mike White starts to falter a little bit on the football field, if we might see Zach Wilson make his appearance back on the team. Because Mike White, I like Mike White. I think he's a decent quarterback. I don't think he's going to go out there and be the franchise quarterback for the Jets, but stranger things have happened. I mean, he is an undrafted free. I think he's a fifth, sixth-round draft pick, I believe, from a few years ago. So he's a journeyman, essentially. You have to wonder, though, is he going to be able to keep this up? Or is it just like he did last year, a one-game mirage, and then eventually her carriage is going to turn back into a pumpkin, and then that's it? That's what I wonder with Mike White. And then eventually the Jets will have to turn back to Zach Wilson in the end, because that's the one thing that really could slow down that Jets team. They have the defense. They have the offensive line. They have the quarterback. The offensive personnel, the playmakers. The question is, do they have the quarterback? The quarterback can be the one thing to set that Jets team back. And I believe, and if you guys think I'm nuts, tell me, the Jets could be one of those teams into the playoffs, if they make it, that you do not want to see if you're an NFL team. They're that one team you do not want to see going into the playoffs. No way, no how. Tudo, what's going on, Tudo? Thank you so much for coming by the chat. Hope you're doing well, Paisano. That's right. Adam was here a little bit earlier, but Adam will probably pop back in the chat a little bit later.
Yeah. And by the way, you're nuts. I'm
He's
kidding.
nuts.
I agree. I agree with your
You
assessment.
better watch out, or Tudo might make his trip over there down to Philadelphia. He might start knocking some heads. Tudo doesn't take that stuff very lightly. He likes knocking some heads out there in Philadelphia. You know how he feels about them Eagles.
Oh yeah, that's the guy.
Yes, our good old buddy Tudo. But
Hey,
yeah,
yeah,
I think
Tito,
that
make sure you're subscribed to my channel as well because I want to see you actually bring your trash talk over to here.
he will. Tudo's not shy. Tudo's one of those people that's not shy about speaking his mind when it comes to the football. He's always very talkative when it comes to that stuff, and I appreciate that about him. But
Yeah.
going back to this game between the Jets and the
What up,
Vikings,
Raph?
what's going on, Raph? The one thing I'm curious to see about the Vikings too. Are the Vikings going to try to move Justin Jefferson around to keep him away from Sauce Gardner because of how well Sauce Gardner has played this year? Are they going to try to move him away from Gardner and try to put him onto DJ Reed and take advantage of him maybe in the slot or on the other side of the football field? I don't know if Sauce Gardner floats to both sides of the football field or if remains a boundary quarterback on one side, if they might end up moving him from side to side. But that's going to be interesting. What's going to go happening with what's going to happen with Sauce Gardner and Justin Jefferson? How they're going to line up those two together? F all the stinky boys and carrots. There you go. There you go, Mitch. King Jers, what's going on, bro? Thank you for coming by the chat. Hope you're enjoying your Friday.
Subscribe to my channel. Hit that like over there because, dude, if I can take boys for life, I can sure take you. Like seriously.
Are you sure about that one?
Dude, did you ever see the video that Boys for Life made on me?
No, I haven't. I've never seen it. What is it? Show it to me on send it to me either in the private chat or send it to me on my Twitter, and I'll check it out.
I'll do it.
It's got to be a doozy, especially with what Boys for Life throws out there.
It's hilarious.
He's the king of trolling. Nobody does trolling a lot better than him.
I called him right after. I was like, dude, and the backlash he got from Eagles fans is priceless.
He probably enjoyed it. He's probably sitting back there with a cold brew, just enjoying the fact that he just got underneath all the Eagles' skins.
If you want, we can actually watch it together. I can share the screen.
Nah, not maybe like a little bit later. I'll watch it on private time. I'll make sure to check it out.
Do that. All right, I'll send it to you now then. But
all right, thank you.
So, what was the question again?
About the Justin Jefferson and where they might line him up on the field. Like, what might the Vikings try to do in terms of lining up Justin Jefferson and maybe keep him away from Sauce Gardner?
Like, for me, honestly, I think they keep him there because they have all the confidence in the world in Justin Jefferson. In my opinion, Cooper Kupp is out. I think he's the best receiver in football right now. So, no matter who the corner is, Justin Jefferson's going to get his catches. He's going to get his yards after catch. So, I think he's going to stay put. Are they going to try to move him? Possibly, but I think they should keep him there. I want to see that battle, and I know Justin Jefferson is going to bring it, and so is Sauce Gardner. It's going to be funny. Not funny. It's going to be a great matchup, in my opinion.
Jeffy, please make an official announcement on your live show that we're going to be at the link on January 8th, Giants game. All stinky boys pull up on the show or shut the F up. That's right. Everybody, if you want to know, this guy right here, Mr. Tudo, he is going to be at Lincoln Financial Field for the New York Giants and for the Philadelphia Eagles on the last week of the season. So, Eagles fans, watch out. Tudo's going to be coming out with the lefts and the rights, fighting all those Eagles fans away. So, just be prepared. And Mitch has nothing. Mitch,
oh, sorry. I'm focused on something.
No, it's okay. You're focused, man?
I'm trying to find a video. Where the hell? No, that's not it.
I mean, I want to talk about this game too. The overhyped game because of the fact it's Deshaun Watson's return to his first game in pretty much almost 2 years, going back over to Houston, taking on the Texans. I mean, are we real here? Are we really going to try to overhype this game a lot more than it is because it's Deshaun Watson making his first game, coming back against the Texans, the 1-9-1 Houston Texans? I mean, really? Is this really going to be a game that fans are going to start overhyping a lot more than it should? Give me a freaking break. What's going on, Kilton Haggis? Thank you so much for coming by the stream. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, the Browns still suck. I agree. Now, you're not going to hear a disagreement on that one from me. I think the Browns are still highly overrated. If they can't, they should just run the football the entire time. Run Nick Chubb. Run Kareem Hunt. I mean, if anybody thinks that Deshaun Watson is going to go out there and all of a sudden just snap of a finger is going to be the Deshaun Watson he was 2 years ago, you're losing it. This guy has still got to get into playing form, football form. He's still got to be able to go out there and remember how to play the game of football when he's going up against a team that's looking to try to knock his head off, who is part of the organization last year. So I expect this to be an absolute war overall. What's going on? Eric Seabrook, what's going on, bro? Thank you so much for coming by the stream. That's right, your paper boy is on the live stream for the football show. Thank you so much for coming by the stream, bro. Hope you're enjoying your Friday. But yeah, why is everybody hyping up this game, Mitch? I don't get it. I understand it's Deshaun Watson's first game back in 2 years. You want to make it into a story because he's coming back home. Everything that happened off the field, we know, we understand, we all get it. But is this really going to be that great of a game? I don't think so. This is just all about the media trying to overblow everything in this game. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this game, actually. Like, I have so many question marks. Like, I got nothing. By the way, I sent you the video on your Twitter and in the private chat. So
thank you. Thank you. Yep. Jeffy, we're over 200 Italian diehard Giants fans, rugby players going to the link. Not to watch the game, but just bully the stinky boys and F them up. And have some fun, hunting them down and make them run. Exactly, Tudo. Exactly. And don't worry, Tudo. We're going to get ready for that game next week because it's going to be a war between Giants and Eagles fans. As we all know, the Hardcore Sports Network is made up mostly of Eagles and Giants fans. So you don't think after this weekend it's going to be war next week between both fan bases. It's going to be fun, and I'm excited for it. But first, we got to get past this week with us against the Commanders and the Eagles going up against the Titans before we get ready for what is going to be the first of 2 matchups in the last 5 weeks of the season. But yeah, just to close out the whole Deshaun Watson game thing, I really just don't understand the whole hype with it. I think it's just a game that everybody's just trying to overhype. Everybody's just trying to get, the media's trying to stir something up. I think it's just stupid. I don't understand it. I think it's overrated. And I would not be surprised if the Browns just run the ball down the Houston Texans' throat with the fact that the Texans are the worst team in the NFL stopping the run. You have Kareem Hunt and especially Nick Chubb on the other side. You don't think the Texans are going to be not ready to take on Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb? I would expect both those guys to run for maybe even close to like 260 yards rushing. I'm not even crazy about saying that because Texans are so brutal stopping the run. I would not be surprised if Houston goes out there and they get blitzed by the Cleveland Browns running attack. And if I'm Cleveland, I do not have to put the ball in the hands of Deshaun Watson and let him go out there and throw the ball about 30, 40, 50, 30, 35 times in this game, in his first game back. You lean on that running game. Sometimes you might pass the ball out to Amari Cooper, to David Njoku, to Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Bell, whoever it is out there. Just lean on the running game, lean on Myles Garrett and that defense, come away with a victory, boost your record to 5-7, and then go on from there.
Yep.
And then another one of the games also, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions. Like I mentioned earlier, 2 teams right now that are pretty much looking to see if they can just right the ship and try to see if they can finish the season strong because neither team is probably making the playoffs. I know because of how brutal the NFC North and South are right now. You never know. You never know. The Lions could somehow get back into it, but I'm not expecting it. I think they're done. Same thing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Titans pretty much have that division won. They'd have to just go on a monumental collapse the rest of the season. But I just think I'm intrigued to see how these two teams are going to be able to continue to build and what Doug Peterson is going to be able to do with Trevor Lawrence and that young Jacksonville Jaguars team, as well as the Detroit Lions, and what Dan Campbell is going to be able to do for that young upstart Detroit Lions team. And maybe they're just still maybe monitoring to see if they can get back into the quarterback race for one of those top quarterbacks next year. But Mitch, how do you feel about that game overall?
I feel like this, dude. You took everything out of my mouth.
I got it, Judo.
Yeah, I
got you,
agree
bro.
with everything. I definitely agree with your assessment. Shout out to Earl Cole.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Earl Cole. We're agreeing that assessment. We always agree with the assessment. But go ahead, Mitch. I'll elaborate more on this game coming up for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Detroit Lions.
It's the battle of...
I agree. They are very fun to watch. I'm sorry, Mitch. Go ahead.
No. I agree. The Lions are very fun to watch. I'm a Michigan fan, so I love watching Aiden Hutchinson. And to me, here's a question I want to throw to you in the chat. Who's the defensive rookie of the year?
Ooh, that's a good one.
To me, am I biased?
Sauce
over Hutchinson?
Yes. What Sauce has been able to do this year has been absolutely remarkable. Sauce Gardner has been playing at a level where the dude might actually end up being a Pro Bowler this year. That's how good he's been this year. And I know Aiden Hutchinson's off to a very good start too. I mean, you have a couple of other players that are playing pretty well as well this season, but to me, it's got to be Sauce Gardner. You still have 6 games to go in the season, but nobody as a rookie has been able to put up the type of performance so far that Sauce Gardner has been able to do this year for the New York Jets. He's transformed that Jets defense because of his ability to be a shutdown corner on the outside, along with DJ Reed. But Sauce is a big reason. Go ahead, Mitch.
Yeah. So Hutchinson right now, 31 tackles, 5.5 sacks, and 2 interceptions. And here's my thing with this. People all offseason were telling me that he needed Ogabo needed him, and that Hutchinson could not play by himself. And I'm like, that may be true with Ogabo and Hutchinson. They fed off each other. But Hutchinson can damn sure play by himself because he is athletic as hell, and he's proving it right now.
Absolutely.
People were calling him a bust before he even stepped foot on that field. I'm like,
I honestly was one of those people
throughout his whole career at Michigan. So whoever knows this guy's game is me.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people might have called him a bust because of the fact that he's one of those players where he's like, he's a very weird player because he's got decent size, but he's like in between an outside linebacker or defensive end. So you have to wonder if system fit with him. That's the thing with Aiden Hutchinson is more about system fit than it was about his actual ability. I mean, he has the ability to go out there and rush the passer as good as anybody out there in terms of the rookies coming out. It's just a question of was he going to be able to fit in the right system? And obviously, so far, he's played very well in that Aaron Glenn defense over there in Detroit. So, I mean, that's the thing right there is that he's been able to fit very well in that system as a defensive end on that Detroit Lions defensive line overall. So, I would say, he definitely is up there for Defensive Rookie of the Year. But if I had to honestly pick, I mean, unless he just completely falls off the next few games and gets lit up, it's got to be Sauce Gardner for me.
I agree, but Sauce Gardner was my 2. So Hutchinson's my 1, Gardner's 2.
And what about your Offensive Rookie of the Year? Who's your Offensive Rookie of the Year, B?
Probably the Jets wide receiver.
Garrett Wilson
or Christian Watson, one of those 2. Or Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, that's who I go with. I would probably go with Dameon Pierce. Pierce has had an unbelievable year this year so far. I would have actually said Breece Hall before he got hurt too, because Breece Hall was having a hell of a season too.
Yes.
But he got hurt, and that pretty much scratched his season. Garrett Wilson's been solid. I think Christian Watson has really come to life recently for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, you could also say Romeo Doubs has been playing pretty decently. Obviously, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave over there in New Orleans has had a pretty solid start to his career so far. There are a couple of guys out there that you could put up there as a potential Offensive Rookie of the Year. But if I had to pick right now, I'd probably say Dameon Pierce because I think he's just been the most consistent player night in and night out for the Houston Texans. And he's pretty much been the offense in Houston. I mean, They have Cooks.
Yeah,
You might as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a very yes. I'm going to do that. And guys, please subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network because you're not going to want to miss the Sunday morning show. And in my opinion, Jeff, that's our best show.
Yes, I agree. It's probably one of the better shows that we do all the time is the Sunday morning show. Absolutely. Absolutely. So just going down some of the other games really here. I might make this a little bit more of an abbreviated show for today, but how about the Miami Dolphins and San Francisco 49ers game? You got Mike McDaniel making his return to San Francisco ever since he was the offensive coordinator last year with the 49ers under head coach Kyle Shanahan. So what do you think is going to be happening with the Dolphins heading over there to the San Francisco 49ers, Mitch?
Honestly, I want the Dolphins to win badly so we can get that clinch. So it's going to be a hell of a game. McCaffrey. Now, people are telling me that McCaffrey could be an MVP candidate.
Really?
I don't agree with that. I don't.
No, I mean, you could say he's been like an MVP player for the 49ers since they made that trade, but you can't also discount what he did over there in Carolina. And let's just be real, he really didn't do that much over there with the Panthers. Obviously, he's really helped out the 49ers a hell of a lot since they made that trade. But you got to think about the entire season. And right now, I don't know if I'd be able to say that he's the MVP of the league.
I mean, if I had to rank him, probably between 5 and 10, I'll give it to him, but not top 5. I'll go 5 and 10 if I had to rank. Obviously,
but what do you think
my number one is?
Honestly,
who's my number one, Jeff?
Well, you're gonna probably say Jalen Hurts.
Nope.
Tua Tagovailoa?
Nope.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yes.
You think Mahomes is gonna be the MVP?
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Yeah. If they finish in first place, I could honestly see him being the MVP. I agree with that. I can honestly see Patrick Mahomes being the MVP if they end up finishing with the number 1 seed. It just makes too much sense with the fact that right now the Kansas City Chiefs are on a roll again. Hey, they really missed Tyreek Hill, huh? Don't they? They're 9-2 on the season, looking to try to see if they can boost their record to 10-2. So the Chiefs.
Yep.
Go ahead.
This is my rankings for the top 5 MVP. 1, Mahomes. 2, Jalen Hurts. 3, Tyreek Hill. 4, Tua, or you can make a case for Waddle if you want to put him there. Or 5, damn, I forgot my 5th.
Offensive or defensive guy?
No. It was, damn. Oh, Josh Allen.
Do you think Josh Allen is still up there because he's had a couple pedestrian games?
He's on the outside looking in.
Yeah. I would say he could be. No, I don't think that it's that far off from what you were saying. I definitely think Josh Allen can be involved in the conversation for an MVP this year. It's just the question with him is his consistency an issue for him that might take him out of the MVP conversation because he has turned the ball over a lot lately, even though he has picked it up a little bit since the last couple of weeks, though he is dealing with that elbow injury right now. But you have to wonder about the consistency of Josh Allen going into the rest of the season, as he does have the propensity to turn the ball over, whether it's fumbling it or even throwing some picks. I believe he has 13 turnovers so far this season, which is either tops in the NFL or it's up there right now for the Buffalo Bills. So that would take me out of the conversation with him for a little bit.
I can make a case before he got injured. I'm going to be I don't know if it's biased, Gardner Johnson.
You really think your safety would get the MVP?
I don't think it's going to happen, but I can make a case for it.
I mean, yeah, you could make a case for any of those guys out there. Like, I can make a case for Saquon Barkley being involved in the MVP conversation, but I don't think it's going to happen now unless he just absolutely goes nuts the last 6 weeks.
It's going to go to Mahomes.
I think it'd probably go Mahomes.
Derrick Henry?
I think out of the running backs, Derrick Henry might be the most likely right now. Like I said, unless Chubb or Barkley or Jonathan Taylor or some of these other top running backs just start going nuts in the games. But if I had to pick, I would probably say that I'm actually going to say Tua. With how Tua's played this
I
year
was
and the
gonna
fact
say
that he missed a
Tua
few
also.
games and he's still been playing at a top level, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Tua Tagovailoa might be might be my front runner right now for MVP. Although obviously everybody's gonna say Patrick Mahomes because A, he's Patrick Mahomes. B, just the way he's been playing so far this season. And the fact they're 9-2 on this season and they're tops right now in the AFC, that would just make a lot of sense for people to pick Patrick Mahomes to be the MVP of this season.
So, you know what? Let's make this a little interesting.
Shoot.
Who would be your MVP for the wide receivers?
Justin Jefferson.
Over Tyreek Hill?
Yes.
Wow. Really?
I'm going off the grid. Everybody's going to say Tyreek Hill, but there's still 6 more games to go during the season. And, Tyreek Hill is probably the front runner in terms of top wide receiver this year after what he's been throwing up. His numbers are absolutely insane. But I think that him and Waddle might cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Because of how Waddle's been playing this year. So you cancel the two of them out. And that's why I would throw Justin Jefferson in because that dude has just been absolutely unguardable this year. He's just been going out there and throwing up absolute insane numbers week in and week out. And then Raphael agrees with you, Mitch. He chooses Tyreek Hill as well.
Now, if you had to go to tight ends, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Travis Kelce?
Yes.
Yeah, Kelsey's the best tight end in football. Yeah, I can't even debate that. He's the best tight end in football right now. There are other guys you could throw in there like a Mark Andrews. You could throw in like a George Kittle. You could even throw in a couple of other guys, even your guy, Dallas Goedert. There are some very other good tight ends in the league.
I'm telling you. It's the injuries for me.
Yeah, Mark Andrews has been banged up this year. Dallas Goedert's now injured. He's going to be out for a few more weeks. Kittle's been in and out of the lineup. Kelsey's always just continuously been out on the football field, game in and game out, getting the job done for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's obviously been the number one receiver on that team. Once again, putting up a phenomenal year. Yeah, it's not even a question. He's the best. He's the best tight end in football right now. When running back, this is tough. Running back is tough.
I thought we did. Did I skip running back? Shit.
No, but it's tougher than you think because there's at least 4 or 5 guys you can throw up there. Your guy I would even throw in there too because you look at his numbers. Miles Sanders is up there in rushing.
I was, but I would not bring him back this offseason.
No, I know you've been debating and saying that you wouldn't bring back Miles Sanders because of the financial implications and because of the fact you can just go into the draft and you could draft your own running back in the draft and be able to supplement that going forward. I'm still bringing back Barkley if it was up to me because to me it's more than just his ability on the field. It's the heart and soul of that team.
He's more centered. For us, for the Eagles, you can make a case that it's centered around A.J. Brown.
And Devontae Smith.
Well, mostly A.J. Brown.
I think it's both those guys and Jalen Hurts. Because you need you need the both of them out there because one of them is gonna be out there, but you having the both of them out there commands the double team and at least takes away gives you that one-on-one option on the other side. So I think that the two of them together is a perfect balancing act for your offense going forward. And I think that you could obviously just draft a running back in the draft to supplement Miles Sanders if he ends up going and leaving in free agency. You also still have Boston Scott if you bring him back. You still have Gainwell. I believe he's going to go into his 3rd year next year.
Come back.
Gainwell's going to be back with the team. I agree.
Gainwell's going to be back. Boston Scott, I'm not too sure. Trey Sermon, I have no clue whatever happened to that guy. Like, how
is he more of a fullback?
For him, and then we just picked him up. Who?
Is he more of a fullback, Trey Sermon?
He's like a running back. I wanted him for like the 3rd and short.
Yeah, he's a big body in terms of his frame as a fullback.
Thank you, Shane Steichen. Thank you, Nick Sirianni on that one.
Yeah, but you have Boston Scott that can do that same type of job, and unless he gets
Not
hurt.
Like Sermon can.
So can Boston Scott. He's that bigger running back that can run right up the middle.
Boston Scott is more of an elusive back, I think.
I guess he can be elusive, but I think he's more of a north-south runner. I think Gainwell is more of that elusive back as well as Miles Sanders, but same thing like with us too.
All 3
we have those 3 running backs too. We have Barkley, that's that guy that dances and could be that big playmaker. You have Matt Breida that you can line up all over the offense, whether a wide receiver in the backfield. He's that change of pace running back. And you have Gary Brightwell, who's not afraid to run the ball north and south up the middle of the football field. So he's like that north and south runner overall.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely see that. But here's a tough one. Who's the best defenseman?
This year?
In general. It's tough. That one, I don't know. That one I'll have to think about.
Yeah, I'm thinking on this one.
Hold on.
Chris Jones. You say, Chris Jones might be up there.
OBJ.
Yes, I know. He wasn't. What's going on, Blue City? Thank you for coming by the chat. And OBJ was at the Giants facility for today and yesterday. He also stayed over his good friend Sterling Shepard's house last night. He has been taking on a couple of days visit with the New York Giants. He looks like he's going to be on his way to the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills moving forward as well, as teams are now courting OBJ to see who's going to be the ones to sign him to a contract going into going to either the rest of the season or into the rest of the year.
Yeah. Even after what happened on the plane.
That doesn't surprise me that Jones has gotten votes for the Pro Bowl, honestly. He's not been terrible. And because the NFC has been so littered with mediocre quarterback play, I'm not really surprised that Daniel Jones has gotten votes for the Pro Bowl.
Who do you think will be in the Pro Bowl for the NFC? Obviously, it's Hurts.
Hurts.
I'll go with Hurts, Jones.
Rodgers, probably. Brady, if they want to go.
Hurts, Rodgers, Brady.
Maybe Kyler Murray. Maybe. Stafford, no. He's not been healthy.
You know what? I would, after this year, you're going to like this.
Shoot.
Daniel Jones over Kyler Murray.
Oh, I already said Daniel Jones is the best quarterback that came out of that draft. I'm not even afraid to say it. Daniel Jones is the best quarterback that came out of the 2019 draft. Now, I know it's nothing to write home about. Obviously, you had Kyler Murray. You had Daniel Jones. You had, may his soul rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. You had those guys that came out of that NFL draft. And that's not exactly, a star-studded quarterback class.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen came out the year of Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, and Baker Mayfield. No, he was part of the 2018 class with Saquon Barkley. He also came out, I believe it was, and Lamar Jackson too. It was Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield that came out in that quarterback class.
Hey, Almighty.
What up, Almighty?
Almighty, who would you take? Daniel Jones or Kyler Murray?
He'd probably take Kyler Murray. Well, no, a lot of people don't say that, Blue City. Some people don't like Daniel Jones. They think he's overrated. That the only reason why he's playing so well is because the system he's evolved in is because of the coaching. Not because of the way he's playing.
He's my rival.
Well, yeah, of course. I don't blame you for saying that. I would say it too. There you go. I'm actually surprised you said Daniel Jones. Kyler Murray is garbage. I think he's overrated. I think that the Arizona Cardinals made an absolutely colossal mistake giving that guy. And what's going to be a problem for you guys, Mitch, is the fact that Kyler Murray contract, as horrendous as it is, it's going to make it difficult for you guys to sign him to a deal, because you know what Jalen Hurts is going to look at? That title right there. What's going on, CWE? How you doing, bro?
Yo, what up, man?
Seattle has a number 3 overall pick round because of the Broncos. Yeah, you can thank Russell Wilson, a disastrous head coach over there known as Nathaniel Hackett, for that one.
Oh, by the way, thank you, Saints, for your draft pick.
Kyler Murray have all the weapons and can't win. Yeah, because he's not good. Because Kyler Murray's overrated. Daniel Jones is 4-1 against the Commanders. Yes, he is. I'm sorry, the Redskins. Absolutely. He is. And this is one of the best. This is one of the teams that Daniel Jones plays his best football against, is the Washington Commanders. But at the same time, the Commanders are going to be getting ready for that game. They're not going to just that's going to be another thing. Andrew Thomas owns Chase Young right now. Right now, yeah, he absolutely does. And I would not be surprised if he does it again this year, or maybe they're going to throw Montez Sweat against them. Or is OBJ coming or what? I don't know. OBJ was in for a visit today and yesterday. He's going to be on his way to Dallas and Buffalo for visits as well. And I'm sure he's going to probably come down to a decision in the near future of what football team he's going to be playing for the rest of the season. If, in fact, he even comes back the rest of the season, who even knows? He might not even return this year. There's a possibility that no team might want to sign him. He's right now, he's had a great rookie year, and he's been injured the past couple of seasons. So right now, I can't disagree with you. Chase Young doesn't look like the type of player that everybody thought he was. NFC East is the only division with all teams with Super Bowls. Yep. The only division that has every team with at least one Super Bowl is the NFC East. The Eagles have one.
Hey.
I believe Dallas has 6, I think. Giants have
5.
4. And the Commanders, Redskins have 3. Every other division has at least one Super Bowl, with you guys winning your first one finally a few years ago.
How did you feel about that? Like, did you hate it, or were you like happy that we?
It just meant, well, no, of course I hated it. Why do I want to see you guys win a Super Bowl?
No,
like you guys, you want to see us win a Super Bowl?
You didn't think about the division at all.
Almighty says, "Fuck them."
Almighty, fuck your Knicks.
Oh! Don't get him started with that. Don't get him started with that.
I will.
Now he's gonna start talking about the Knicks. Ah, damn it! Now you're gonna get him started with the Knicks.
I don't care. It's my specialty.
I know it is. I know it's your specialty to get him going when it comes to the Knicks. But
but So
anybody want to trash the NFC East anymore? Go ahead. Anybody want to go out there and trash the NFC East as the worst division in football? I dare you. I dare you.
Right? I know.
We have the best division in football.
Here's something that Boys for Life said. He told me this on the phone, and he told me this on a live stream. He thinks that a team from the NFC East will win the Super Bowl.
Who is it, Raph? Okay, who did he say?
He said one of the 4 teams.
Win the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl?
Get and win. Or
interesting. So he thinks that they're going to beat the Chiefs or the Bills or one of those teams in the AFC?
One of the teams will go and win the Super Bowl or go and
That could happen. That could happen, Alex. I need the Giants to beat the Commanders. They could. I think it's a good chance we will.
To beat the Commanders.
Everybody needs the Giants to beat the Commanders. Hopefully we all make your wish come true. We all are going to go out there and make your wish come true.
Wait. Jeff, are you ready?
Shoot. Oh, please. Oh, no.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
Your left hand is not going up in this game. Your left hand's going straight down. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. Saquon Barkley, Adoree Jackson, Leonard Williams, Xavier McKinney, Dexter Lawrence, and Graham Gano are both been voted for the Pro Bowl. Would you be like voted, or are they in the Pro Bowl? Oh, that's terrible, Almighty. Almighty, that's awful, bro. Come on. Seattle needs to make the wild card, and Commanders hold the last spot. Wait, Blue City, this means they're actually voted into the Pro Bowl, or is this just your saying of who might be voted into the Pro Bowl?
I think it's like I don't think anyone. Trust me, when Jalen Hurts gets voted into the Pro Bowl, we'll all know like who got into the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, they'll talk about the starters and then they'll go on the reserves. But just to get back to his question, I don't think Xavier McKinney's making the Pro Bowl. Honestly, if it's a safety that's making the Giants, it's going to be Julian Love. Julian Love is probably going to make the Pro Bowl over Xavier McKinney. Love's been better. Well, I mean, Daniel Jones could be a Pro Bowler this year, which obviously Giants fans are going to be very happy about. But at the same time, there are also going to be Giants fans that are going to be out there and saying, well, look how mediocre the quarterback class is. Quarterback are in the NFC. They're not good.
The Pro Bowl.
I don't care about the Pro Bowl. I don't care about the Pro Bowl either. I agree with you, Almighty. I could care less about the Pro Bowl. It's a stunt show.
For the network.
Do you really want to live stream the Pro Bowl? It's not even a game. Isn't it a skills competition this year?
Who knows?
Yeah, they play flag football now. I believe they play flag football and they do competitions because nobody watches the Pro Bowl. Nobody cares about the Pro Bowl. All the Pro Bowl is just something that you give and you honor the players that were selected to the Pro Bowl. So you throw them out there, give them that designation. Oh, you were selected to the Pro Bowl. Congratulations. You know what's more important? All Pro. If you're an All Pro during the year, that means more than the Pro Bowl. Exactly. It is just a recognition. That's all it is, especially this year with the fact that they're not even going to be involved with a Pro Bowl this year because it's not even an actual football game. It's flag freaking football. So I mean, you got to think about that.
It's like how your Knicks players won't make it to the All-Star game.
Man, you are really, really trying to tease him right now.
Because I'm gonna stream the Sixers in an hour against the Grizzlies, so I'm like,
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll get the stream. We're about an hour and 20 minutes in the stream. I'm
No,
thinking
the
about
game
maybe
is-
sending it.
The game is in an hour. My game.
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe going to the stream at about 7:30, making it a 2-hour stream. So
All right,
we'll be
yeah,
here for at
that's
least
good. I
another,
might have to go
about
in
less
that
than
video.
40 minutes. We'll keep the stream going.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I don't
Alrighty.
care. I could care less about the stupid ass Pro Bowl. I really don't care.
Yeah, I know.
mean-
I like the All-Star game better, even though there's no defense.
Well, it's like all the games are just a charity event. It's just about all these guys, top
my
players getting to
God.
the what?
Do you,
Jalen
hold on.
Brunson is going to be an all-star. Yeah.
Do you want me to go through the point guards in the East?
76ers told Ben Simmons you could stay with us, but instead we have to beat you down. Hey, Simmons has actually been good lately. Even though he's not playing, he has actually
Yeah,
been
the
very
MLB
good. And yeah,
All-Star,
I
yeah,
agree.
I can
MLB All-Star
agree
game
with
is the
that.
best All-Star game out of all of them.
You know what is the worst? Hockey.
No, I'd say football. Football is the worst.
No,
Not even-
I can watch
football's the
football. I
worst.
can't watch hockey.
Hockey at least has. He says you're clueless.
Okay, you want me to go through the guards?
Yeah, well, F the Knicks. Okay, I'm going to get into the fun now. F the Knicks.
You want me to go through the guards?
Go for it.
All right, just in the Eastern Conference. You ready? Kyrie. He can make it. I think he will.
Probably will with his numbers this year.
James Harden. Gotta get back into the game. Tyrese Maxey.
I do too, by the way.
Hold on.
And I'm a Devils fan as well. I don't like the Rangers. I don't like the Islanders. I don't like the Flyers. Going back to the 90s when I used to watch when I used to be a very big hockey fan, the Flyers were one of the teams that were like the biggest pests. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mitch.
Trey Young. Darius Garland. Donovan Mitchell. You could make a case for Van
That's
Fleet.
fine.
You could.
Mm.
You could. Celtics, I wish I could. The Bulls, maybe Zach LaVine for the guards. All of them, I'm taking over Brunson. And that's just the East.
What's Brunson's numbers this year?
It's like 21, 6, and 5 or something like that.
Would you think he'd
He's
still be
having
an
good-
all-star this year, though?
No. I just gave you guards. Who's going to be an all-star?
Yeah, and the Knicks are not good this year, so I think he would be bounced off. And be nice, Almighty. Be nice.
Okay. James Harden has better stats than
Kyrie
Jalen
better
Brunson.
make the All-Star team. He probably will. 21, 6, and 5. Is that true? That's actually not bad numbers for Brunson. If his numbers are that good, I think he will be an All-Star.
No. James Harden's averaging a double-double. Tyrese Maxey's averaging a 23 or 24. And then you can go to Zach LaVine, Kyrie Irving, Van Fleet, maybe.
But he does make a point, though, that both Harden and Maxey have missed time so far this year. While Brunson has been out there.
James Harden's coming back on Monday, and Tyrese Maxey's coming back next week.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it is a popularity contest,
It's a
and obviously,
popularity contest.
you know,
No
Harden's
one
going to get he's going to. Would you stop with the Wembanyama? He's not going to be a Knick. Cut it out. Imagine LeBron James leaving the Lakers to some. I don't want LeBron James. I don't want him. I have enough old, decrepit, banged up players that want to like dismantle my basketball team. I don't need another one.
Dude,
And just look at
Do
the
you not
Lakers.
know basketball all-stars? It's a popularity contest. Who has more fans, Harden or Brunson?
Almighty, watch it.
Maxey has more fans than
Be
Brunson.
nice, Almighty.
Dude, I don't care.
I know.
I don't
I
care.
know.
It's a sorry Knicks fan. I don't care.
I don't want LeBron either. I don't want LeBron either. I agree with you,
LeBron is going
CW.
to
We
it.
keep him far away from my team.
No,
Lakers might get
LeBron
both
is going to
DeRozan
a
and
team
Vucevic.
that's
For
going
what?
to draft Bronny. LeBron's going to the team that is going to draft Bronny.
Probably.
Facts.
Yeah, he probably is. I'm not disagreeing. He probably is going to do that. He wants to play with his son. Pause.
Damn.
LeBron would take all the credit away from KD. I don't want LeBron James. Look at the Lakers. I know this has become a basketball stream all of a sudden, but I don't want LeBron. He's
LeBron is
38, going to be
not
38
anywhere.
years old this month. I don't want a 38-year-old LeBron James and give him more draft capital than we already don't have.
LeBron
I don't want
is
LeBron James.
not
Let him stay in
going
LA.
Anywhere. LeBron is not
Well,
going
okay,
anywhere.
there
I
are
don't care what
reports
you
out there. I
say.
agree.
He's not going anywhere.
By the way, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys get ready. We're going to be back again for the Pick and Roll podcast, episode 2, this coming Wednesday at 5 o'clock with myself and Mitch. So if you guys want to, make sure you have your notifications ready. We will be back for episode 2 of the Pick and Roll podcast at 5 o'clock on Wednesday.
I got a good episode planned.
The 76ers could have gotten Scottie Pippen Jr. Well, I mean, I guess. Where is Scottie Pippen Jr. anyway? KD will never play with LeBron. Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
You keep thinking that. You keep thinking that Wembanyama is on the way. You keep thinking that, Almighty. And when he doesn't show up, you can be disappointed.
Pelicans,
No.
Thunder, or
Agreed, Raph. LeBron is Magic Bird of this generation. They never play together. Yeah. Maybe. You never know. It is the NBA, but I don't see it. You're not that bad. And remember, it's a lottery. This is not the NFL. It's not like you're the Houston Texans where you could suck your way to the number 1 pick and you could get your top player if you want in the draft. There is a lottery. You could be the worst team in the NBA and you still might get you might have to pick it 4 or 5. It happened to you guys already before. If you don't remember, it happened to the Knicks previously where they had to pick at they picked at the 3rd spot when they had a chance to get Zion, or they had a chance to get John Morant, and they instead were stuck with R.J. Barrett. Scottie Pippen Jr. playing with the Lakers. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know he was playing with the Lakers at that point. Pittman or Pippin? NBA lottery is so terrible. I don't mind it. It takes away tanking, so I actually don't mind, taking away the tanking aspect of the game. We're going to have 2 lottery picks to the next year's draft. It doesn't matter. That's still a chance that you might not even get the number 1 pick. It's no guarantee you guys are going to get the number 1 pick. But
are you kidding me? They're still talking about that?
Yeah, they think that they're going to get the number 1 pick and get Wembanyama. That'd be so funny if everybody's hyping up.
Probably going to go to the Rockets, Magic, Thunder, or the Pelicans.
I actually find it hilarious if this kid comes out and he's actually not as good as they're hyping him up to be.
I know. And I
can
love
see it.
Wembanyama.
I could see it. The way he's being hyped up, I could easily see him being his father. Oh, okay, it's Pippen. You mean Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
That's what you meant. Wembanyama could go to the Spurs.
Yes, the Spurs is another one. That's 5.
Yeah. But then again, it's a lottery. So there's no guarantee that he goes to either one of those spots. He can go to a team.
Lottery because I'm going to live stream that like I did last year.
I might end up doing something with the lottery too during that time. I think it's in May, I believe, or June. June, right? Henderson could be a part of your team too. You never know. Mm-hmm. You've been saying that for a while, CWE.
The only time that it's actually known that it was rigged when the Knicks got Patrick Ewing.
I guess. At that point, there was no lottery at the point. I mean, at that point, there was no I'm surprised the NFL and the MLB don't do it because it would never work in the NFL and the Major League Baseball, especially the NFL. They would never negotiate having a lottery. It would never happen.
Really? Huh.
No, I don't see it. I don't.
Never knew that.
It is in May. Okay, it is in May. My apologies. No, I don't think that they're ever going to have it. Baseball, I don't think so either. Baseball is a crapshoot too because you have 20,000 rounds in the Major League Baseball. NBA, I mean the NBA, you obviously have 2, and then the NFL you have 7. So I don't think that there's there's any way they're going to have
it could work
a lottery.
Football. It could.
when Ewing was going to be drafted, David Stern picked up the paper that was folded for the Knicks.
Yep.
Maybe you're right. I don't know.
Did they
I
win
don't know
a
if that's
title
true or
with him?
not. What's up?
Did they win a title with him?
Not well, they should have. They should have
They
won a
should have.
championship back in 1995. Well, was it 94, 95? They should have won. I don't know why they didn't. They blew that. They blew that NBA title.
It's the Knicks.
We did not trade for Josh Bell. Would you stop with the Mets stuff? You know what? I'm trading Almighty Finesse to the let me see, the Philadelphia Eagles for another Eagles fan.
No. We highly decline.
Yes. No, the trade's already been
Only
made.
way I'll accept it if you give us Saquon Barkley.
Nope, not
There's
happening.
no deal.
Nope, too late. We released him, and you guys are picking him up.
No.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Almighty Finesse is part of the Eagles.
No, Almighty's part
Exactly.
of the
Thank you. I'm not saying you're wrong, CWE. Maybe you are. You probably are right. I just haven't seen the video, but if that's the truth, yeah. And yes,
Yeah,
Josh
it is,
Bell
it
is a
is.
free
I've
agent.
seen
He
so
has
many
not been
videos of
traded. You can't be traded if you're a free agent. Though I do know the Philadelphia Phillies apparently have a bunch of shortstops they're bringing in to for a visit. I believe they have
Yeah.
Dansby Swanson, Xander Bogaerts, Trey Turner, and I forget who the
If
fourth
we
player
get
is.
Trey
Another
Turner,
high-priced
it's a
one.
GG. If we get Trey Turner, it's a GG.
They're not. You can't. They're not. There's no sign and trade in baseball. I don't even remember the last time there was a sign and trade in baseball.
There's not.
I've never heard of a sign and trade in Major League Baseball. It's not happening. They could just sign Josh Bell. Why would you trade him?
Oh my
Yankees
God.
could
Why are we
sign
talking
Josh.
about
They could.
baseball?
I don't know how this all of a sudden became a baseball and a football and a basketball stream. But what the hell? The Yankees could sign Judge. That's true. This has just become an impromptu stream. But even though we took care of the football stuff earlier.
Yeah.
And shout out to we've had at least 9 strong, 10 strong in the chat at one point. So appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit up the like button and you guys go sub up to myself, NYG Jeffy T85, as well as Mitch Kofsky. We're streaming right now on 6 different platforms. We're streaming off of Mitch's Facebook right now. Also my YouTube and my Twitter. We're also streaming off the Hardcore Sports Network's Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube channel. Appreciate all you guys coming by here for the Football Friday talk that is all of a sudden become an NBA and a baseball talk too. I think he might sign with the Yankees too. And I did hear about this, that maybe the Phillies are – I did hear about the Phillies being very interested in Trey Turner. I could see that. If Vegas somehow is involved at the NFL and the NFL knew about the Zebras were getting paid and games were rigged, will the NFL be in big trouble? Absolutely. There's a lot of things that are probably sitting behind the scenes with the NFL that they don't want to have come out.
You want to hear something funny?
$272 million, 8 years for Turner. Yeah, that could be it. That could be it, CW. Thank you for the baseball info. But Mitch, go ahead.
Funny? So a couple days ago, the Lakers waived a wing shooter by the name of Matt Ryan.
Really? Matt Ryan? Oh my God. Here comes Matt Ryan out to the basketball court. Everybody's gonna think, what, the quarterback? No.
Yeah.
But Mitch, what do you think about this comment by CWE? I know it's a baseball thing.
I'll take it.
Would you sign him for $272 million for 8 years?
Money aspect. I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, also you have to think about it. The Major League Baseball winter meetings are going to be starting up this Sunday during the football Sunday, and they're going to be running from the 4th to the 7th. So you might start seeing a lot more baseball activity going on, including the fact that the Aaron Judge might make his decision on where he's going to sign within the next week or so. So you have to look out for that.
Roode had surgery?
I think that the NFL will be in serious trouble. If any of that stuff starts coming out, the NFL will be in serious trouble. Absolutely.
Where did it? What?
Philly's pushing hard for Turner. I wonder. I'm surprised they're not. I'm not surprised. They do need a shortstop badly over there on that team. So I'm not really surprised if they end up going for a guy like Trey Turner. It makes a lot of sense for them to go for that type of guy. So we'll have to see. That'd be a big acquisition for you guys at the shortstop
Bobby
position.
Roode had surgery?
When?
I don't know. He had
Now?
surgery on his neck.
Wait, now or recently?
Today.
What site are you looking on?
It's Instagram. He posted it.
He has surgery today.
Yes. Here.
What kind of surgery?
It was like a C5-6 fusion.
Holy crap. That just was posted?
Yes.
So he had
51
neck
minutes
surgery.
ago. Yeah. 51
Dude,
minutes
that-
ago.
His career might be in jeopardy. He might be. I mean, he's the way he's up there in age. His career might be in jeopardy. Aaron Judge, don't go. Don't leave us Yankee fans. Well, you better pay up. If I were you guys, you better pay up to keep him.
Well,
that's all I gotta
this
say.
Yankee doodle is about to leave.
Did you really just go there?
I did.
Are you just saying that about yourself, or you're saying that about Aaron Judge?
Aaron Judge.
He might. You know what? He might actually. He might be out of there. So you're not actually wrong about that one.
I'm not. That's why I made the joke.
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Pull up whose career in jeopardy. No, it's a wrestler, Blue City. A wrestler, I guess, underwent a neck surgery, so he might be out for a while. And there's been teases that Bobby Roode might be coming back to in-ring competition. By the way, if you're a wrestling fan, it sounds like that former Sanity member Eric Young is on his way back to WWE. So that's another guy that Triple H is bringing back to the World Wrestling Entertainment. Eric Young looks like he's on his way back to the WWE.
All right. I'm gonna pop off. I want to eat dinner, so I'm gonna eat dinner before.
Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream in like the next 10, 15 minutes or so. So, Mitch, thank you for coming on the stream. I appreciate it, bro. And good luck on your game tonight.
Yeah, WWE is boring. The Knicks are boring. The Knicks are so boring. I fall asleep.
There you go. The Knicks
I
are
might fall
boring.
asleep when I go to the
That's
Sixers
Mitch's
and
swan
Knicks game.
song before he heads out. He's gonna taunt Almighty Finesse before he heads out.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm
It's
going
fun,
to
isn't
the
it?
Sixers and Knicks game, so I'm gonna
Oh, you are?
watch us win, and then I'll take a nap and be like, "Wait, it's
I'm
over."
surprised you don't live stream that. You don't make like a
can't at
video
the
or a short.
game.
Well, I'm sure. Like,
I
I'm
could.
surprised you
I'll
don't make a
probably
video or a
short or
short.
make a vlog of it.
Yeah, you know,
I'll
just
do
to
something. I'll
taunt
do
him.
something. Yeah.
Hot take: the New York Giants versus the New York Jets. Not happening. It's not happening. That's a great hot take. I appreciate it, Blue City. That's not happening. Not this year, at least.
You know when
The Giants are not a Super Bowl football team, and I don't even think the Jets are ready for a Super Bowl either.
So,
I love
know
your
what's
I love your honesty and like your heart, using your heart there, but I don't see it. I don't
You know
see
what's
it. this year.
funny? You know what's funny? If that is actually going to
Hmm.
happen, the Jets and the Giants, and they both play at MetLife in the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, it could happen in the future. You never know. Imagine
I
that.
know, but that would be funny.
I'd love it.
It'll be like
I
they
would love
both
it if
win.
that ever happens. I
What?
would love to see a Giants and Jets Super Bowl one day. I think it would be friggin' awesome if that ever happens, but I just don't know if it would ever happen. I just don't see it likely.
Oh no!
What's going on, Daryl? Appreciate you coming by the stream, bro. Thank you so much for coming by. OBJ was in the facility yesterday and today for his visit with the New York Giants. He officially is now on his way to visit the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys moving over. SK Reggie, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Yes, I'm going to make sure, if you guys haven't already know, I'm going to be doing the BKN game recap for the Brooklyn Nets tonight against the Toronto Raptors. And if you guys haven't heard, the Brooklyn Nets will be getting TJ Warren back from the injured list. So he's going to be back and active for the Brooklyn Nets tonight. We're talking about the women now. All right. Oh, boy. No, he's talking about the women's division, not that kind of thing we're talking about, Almighty Finesse. Never say never. You're right. You're right. I'm jumping the gun a little bit. You're absolutely right. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go sub up to Mitch. Mitch is an excellent Eagles content creator. I should have said Giants. Eagles content creator. So make sure you guys go sub up to Mitch if you haven't already. But I'll stay on here for at least the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you guys have any questions you want to throw out to me, just let me know. Throw them in the comment section. And just remember, I will be doing the Brooklyn Nets game recap for tonight's game against the Toronto Raptors tonight. And I also will be live for Sunday. I'll be live a lot on Sunday. I will be live for the NFL Sunday morning talk show on the Hardcore Sports Network. I will also be doing the Giants and Commanders live stream game with my guys, Coach Ed Gladney and Big Moves Tymus. He's a big Washington Commanders fan. So it'll be a 3-man booth for that game at 1 o'clock. I will also be hopping on Mac the Giants fans' True Blue Aftermath show on Sunday right after the Giants game ends. And I will also be doing the Sunday night football game for the Indianapolis Colts and the Dallas Cowboys. So if you guys aren't sick of me yet, just make sure to tune in on Sunday. I will be live a lot for a lot of NFL content on Sunday night. And I appreciate all you guys coming for the Friday football talk this today. Who is the Japanese guy that played for the Brooklyn Nets? That's Yuta Watanabe. Yuta Watanabe is the one that plays for the Brooklyn Nets. He's injured right now with a hamstring injury. Let's go. Our club back. I heard some news about Ben Simmons, something about him being out the next 3 games. Yes, Ben Simmons is out for at least the next 3 games. He has an upper calf strain, so he was out for the past game. He will also be out on tonight, and he will also be out over the weekend, and we'll reevaluate after that. But thank you, SK Reggie. That is the update on Ben Simmons going forward. Big things for the G-men is getting that running game going again. Absolutely. And the offensive line is going to be a lot more healthy now with the fact that we're beginning getting Evan Neal back. John Feliciano will be at center. It sounds like Nick Gates might be getting the start at left guard because Ben Bredesen is not ready, coming off the injured list after he was injured with the knee injury back against the Jaguars. As well as we'll have Tyree Phillips back as a backup left tackle / right tackle. It'll be the swing tackle again. And then we'll also be having Daniel Bellinger back at tight end. So it will help spring that running game for the New York Giants going forward. Absolutely. I could definitely see that going forward for the New York Giants, getting that running game going, as well as stopping the run. And what I think is the most pivotal thing for the New York Giants to do is stop the run game. They need to be able to stop the run against the Washington Commanders and not allow Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson to get going in that football game, because if they're able to run the football, it's going to make it a lot harder for that Giants pass rush to be able to get to Taylor Heineke, and then it's going to be a lot easier for Heineke to be able to find the receivers out on the football field, whether it's Scary Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, De'Ami Brown, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas, and then Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson in the passing game as well. So we need to get back to old school football, pass rush, stop the run the football, play action pass. That's what we need to do, and occasionally take some shots down the field. And I think with the running game, it's not about just the running overall. It's about design runs. I want to see more of those 3-back system plays. We have Brightwell, Barkley, and Breida all on the football field. Mix the 3 of them up together. Throw them out there on some type of running back design and play, and then you could implement them in some ways. You could even use Barkley as a decoy right now, and maybe you could run Brightwell. Maybe you could throw the ball to the inside to Breida. Try to mix things up and try to confuse that Washington Commanders defense. Don't give them something where they're going to be able to find it and catch it out immediately. That's what you need to do. My predictions for the Giants game, I'm also going to be dropping my live video Keys to Victory on Sunday at noon. So if you guys want to check that out at noon. But in my opinion, I think the Giants will win this game 24-21. I think the Giants will win this game by a field goal. I just think that getting those key players back like Bellinger, like Neal, like Fabian Moreau, which is an underrated return, Azeez Ojulari on the outside, which is huge. I think that is what's going to help out the New York Giants, is getting some key players back, and the fact that we're going to be at home. And do not be surprised if Daniel Jones starts running the football a lot more like he did earlier in the season. He did shed that brace that he had on his left knee for the past few weeks. So he did shed that knee brace. Kayvon Thibodeau also shed his knee brace and elbow brace. So it's going to make it a lot easier for Kayvon Thibodeau, and he won't be restricted like he was before. So he can go out there and be able to create some more chaos off the edge. Imagine if we had New York Giants versus New England Patriots Super Bowl for the 3rd time, Daniel Jones versus Mac Jones. Hey, it would be playing in our favor if that ended up happening. That would be pretty cool. I would not mind that at all. Daniel Jones against Mac Jones, Patriots and Giants once again. I would love that. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, but you never know. Hey, bro, have you noticed that Kevin Durant has not been hurt like for the last 2 years? He has been hurt a lot but not for this season. Knock on wood. Absolutely. Hopefully he does stay healthy because we need Durant. Durant's playing at an absolutely incredibly high level so far for the Nets this year. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I'm just confused and shocked in the way. I don't want him to get hurt, but you understand what I'm saying. Oh, no, I understand completely what you're saying, SK Reggie. I don't want to see him get hurt either, but at the same time, right now he's been staying healthy and he's been playing at a very high level for the Brooklyn Nets. He's been pretty much leading that basketball team so far this year, so hopefully Durant can end up staying healthy for the rest of the season. We'll have to wait up and see what's going to happen. I'm going to stay on for at least another 15 more minutes. I'm going to go until the 2-hour mark because then I eventually have to go and grab something to eat because I got to eat my dinner a little bit later. So if you guys have any other questions you want to throw out there, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, wrestling, whatever you guys want to talk about, throw them in there. I'll stay for another 15 minutes. Do you think the Giants re-sign Jones? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question, Daryl. Right now, I'd probably say yes because of the fact that there's just really nobody the Giants are going to be able to get in terms of this quarterback class. The Giants would have to literally tank, and they would probably have to lose like 5 out of their next 6 games to get in better draft position to get a quarterback, and Daniel Jones would have to literally just fall apart the rest of the season and be one of the reasons why the Giants don't sign him to a contract. I believe that the Giants will sign Daniel Jones to a short-term deal just to keep him around for the next year or two, and then maybe the Giants draft a quarterback in like the mid-rounds this year, or maybe they evaluate how Daniel Jones does this year, and then depending on how he performs in 2023, they might decide to go draft their own franchise quarterback in 2024. We'll have to wait and see. Do you see the New Jersey Devils going to the Stanley Cup? I don't know. I know the Devils are off to a really good start this year, but I have to wonder if this team, they are very young. They're being powered right now by a few of their young players, Jesper Bratt. They're being powered by Nico Hischier as well as Jack Hughes. But I have to wonder if the Devils are going to be able to maintain this hot start that they are off to. The Devils have been a team that have been pretty much on the outside looking in for many years overall in the National Hockey League. I have to wonder if the Devils are going to be able to sustain it going forward, or if eventually they're going to come back down to earth. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. Do you video call? What do you mean video? Oh, you mean that video call that he made during his you mean the video call that he did earlier? I mean, maybe. Let's say they do keep Daniel Jones. Get him more weapons and more protection, but they still draft a quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd round, Anthony Richardson, for some time. They could. That might actually end up being the plan. Sign Daniel Jones to a short-term deal, draft a quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd round, let him sit behind Daniel Jones for a year, have to see how Jones looks, and then you might have to evaluate after that if this quarterback has the type of upside, because every single GM and head coach want their own player from their own regime. So you have to wonder, depending on how Daniel Jones performs, if he in fact is, if he's going to be the quarterback going forward. What do I like to eat? Eats chicken, any type of chicken, fried chicken, chicken wings. I like hot dogs, hamburgers, corn on the cob, broccoli, vegetables. I like Spanish rice, chicken and rice, enchiladas. I love Spanish food. I love Japanese food, sushi rolls, any of that kind of stuff. I'm very, very mixed when it comes to the type of things I like to eat. Anything you throw on my plate, I'll eat it. I just like all different kinds of foods from all different types of places. I like Malaysian food. I like halal guys. I like a lot of different food. But thank you for that question, SK Reggie. I think they need to draft Manning in a few years. Save us draft stock, move down the draft, and keep getting picks for Manning draft. You could say that, but at the same time, what is Arch Manning going to be in college? Is he going to stay healthy? Is he going to perform well? I don't know. That's the thing I want to know when it comes to Arch Manning. What is he in the next couple of years? I want to know that. What is Arch Manning going to be in the next few years in college? That's what I want to know. I'll leave it's not no Philly cheesesteak. Yeah, I'm not a big Philly cheesesteak guy, but at the same time, I can't differentiate from that. I know Philly cheesesteaks are really damn good. I've just never really been a huge Philly cheesesteak guy, but I can understand why people love them. I like different types of foods as well. You got to be able to try different things. You have to be able to try different things because you never know. You might say something might not be good at first, but then if you actually give it a chance, it actually might end up being a lot better than you think. So you got to be willing and open to try different foods. I was one of those people. I was a very picky eater when I was younger. Now I'm trying all these different types of exotic foods: Spanish, Indian, Malaysian, Japanese, Chinese, Italian, Greek. I've had all different types of foods, and it's definitely 100% awesome. I feel like Tom Brady's addicted to football a little bit too much, so that's why he lost his own wife. I don't really know what the deal is. I don't really want to go into detail about it. It's a shame what happened, but Tom Brady, he just loves the sport of football. He could have retired many years ago. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to live, but he just loves the sport of football, so I understand why he stays. My barber asked me about what you like. I said a ton of things. Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. You can have your choice of any type of foods, anything you want. You can't just be one certain thing and that's it. You got to be able to be open about everything. X, you're kind of like me. I love eating. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love eating? You got to be open to eating anything and everything. It's just awesome to do that. You can choose the types of food you like. You can choose the types of foods you enjoy. And you always got to be open to new things because you never know how much you might like it in the end. How do you feel if the draft Anthony Richardson the second or third round? I wouldn't mind it, but let me know how Daniel Jones looks the rest of the season. If Daniel Jones looks bad the rest of the season, then I might think about an Anthony Richardson or another quarterback in the second or third round. But if Jones continues to play, if he plays well, then I don't want to think about a quarterback. All I want to think about is offensive linemen, fixing the run defense, linebackers in the middle, because, God, we need linebackers in the middle. I'm thinking about, obviously, multiple wide receivers on the outside. Definitely a lot of wide receivers to help out that passing game if you really believe Daniel Jones is the guy. Next question. I don't overpay running backs. Do you give Barkley Ezekiel Elliott type? That will probably what he wants. I mean, I don't know. That is one of the biggest questions that the Giants are going to have to think about this offseason is what kind of deal are you going to be willing to pay Saquon Barkley? There was a rumor coming out from Mike Garafolo a few days ago that the Giants might be willing to offer Barkley a deal within the range of $8 to $12 million. Now, I think that Saquon Barkley, with the season he's had so far this year, he's fourth in the league in rushing. He has 991 yards rushing so far this season. Would Saquon Barkley be looking for a 14, 16, $18 million deal per year? Or is Saquon Barkley that committed to the New York Giants that he's willing to try to put aside the type of big money that he might make on the open market to want to stay with the New York Giants going forward? So you have to think about that. You have to think about the money when it comes to Saquon Barkley going forward. If he's willing to commit to the New York Giants and take a little bit less, but at the same time, I would not blame him if he wants to go out there and cash in on the big deal for him because he has had injury issues in the past. He has torn his ACL a couple of years ago. He is a running back approaching his age 26 season next year. I don't blame him if he wants to cash in. And I really don't know if the Giants are going to be willing to commit that type of money to Saquon Barkley with the fact they have to pay Andrew Thomas, they have to pay Xavier McKinney, Julian Love is going to get a contract. You got to think about Daniel Jones, your quarterback. What do you do with Darius Slayton? You also have to think about free agency, who you might go after this free agency, trades, what young players you might look for in terms of acquiring in the trade market, draft picks you have to sign. You have to think about a lot of things in the future. So you have to keep an open mind when it comes to this thing. And we love to sign Barkley, Jones, Love, McKinney, Thomas, Lawrence, all these players, Slayton. You want to keep them all, but you have to be realistic. This is the NFL. There's a salary cap, and we can't keep everybody. Some players, unfortunately, have to be sacrificed. I still have Kayvon Thibodeau Defensive Rookie of the Year. He could. He honestly could. I don't think he is. I think Sauce Gardner is the Rookie of the Year. He's been the most consistent guy all season. So if I had to pick who my Rookie of the Year is this year, I would probably say it's going to be Sauce Gardner because he's been one of the best cornerbacks this year. And him, along with DJ Reed, have transformed that Jets defense. So if I had to pick my Rookie of the Year on the defensive side, I would probably say Sauce Gardner. On the offensive side, I would probably say Pierce as my offensive Rookie of the Year. So that's just my opinion. Thibodeau, he just doesn't have the numbers in terms of sacks. He still has 6 games to really go out there and see if he can stamp his mark as a top defensive player for the rookies this year. But in terms of defensive Rookie of the Year, I can't give it. I can't give it to him. Sauce has just been playing at such a high level that I can't not give it to Sauce Gardner when it all said and done in the end. But you never know. There's still 6 weeks to go. There's still a possibility that you might see a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau make his impression out there for the New York Giants in terms of maybe getting up there for the offensive or defensive rookie of the year. I was eating pancakes since I was 5 years old, and I was actually eating way too much of it. Hey, don't ever go away. Don't ever go away with what you love. Oh, Parsons is a slam dunk rookie of the year. Slam dunk defensive player of the year. Not even a question. This dude has been so good this year. You could say maybe a Matthew Judon as well. Judon might be up there too, but right now I'd probably say Parsons is the guy I would think would be the defensive rookie of the year. Remember Washington and Denver wanted Daniel Jones as the quarterback back in 2019. They did. And that's the reason why Dave Gettleman decided to draft Daniel Jones at 6th in the 2019 draft, because he heard about the whispers about Washington and Denver being interested in Daniel Jones. So he didn't want to take a chance of one of those teams trading up for Daniel Jones if, in fact, he dropped down a few spaces. So that's why Gettleman pounced on Daniel Jones and decided to draft him at the spot at number 6 in 2019. I am noticing you. I just remembered that I needed to choose what I eat. I can't eat everything the same. No, when you get older, you have to be careful of some of the things that you choose to eat, health reasons especially. So you got to pick and choose what you're going to eat, mostly for your health overall. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to eat like some of the things that you enjoy, but you just have to be careful in certain things that you enjoy and indulge in. That's the one thing I have to say is you got to think about your health when it comes to the end-all be-all of things overall. So, I mean, you got to think about that too. Anybody have any other questions? I'm going to be on here for at least another 4 minutes. So if anybody has any other questions that they want to throw at me, football, basketball, baseball, anything. Hell, if you want to check out my food videos, I even have some food challenges up there too. I did a hot dog eating contest. If you guys haven't seen it already, if you want to check that out, I did a hot dog contest back in July 4th. You guys want to check that out? I also did a ramen noodle challenge not that long ago in Food for Thought, where I tried the spicy noodle challenge. I figured, what the hell? And I actually ended up completing it. So if you guys want to check out some of that, and there will be some more food challenges coming out in the future. You just don't know when they'll come, but I will make sure to drop that stuff in the future. What are the Giants' needs besides wideout? And do you do mock drafts? I've never personally done a mock draft. A couple of the guys that I associate with the Big Blue Crew, Big Pat Sports Talk, G Nation Inside Sports, Classified 3F with Joel, Big Dash knows, Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, a couple of other guys, NYG 22, aka Unpopular Opinion Sports. Those are some of the guys that are more to the NFL draft. Sevi Mizrahi, aka The Miz. They're big New York Giants fans when it comes to the mock drafts. Go sub them up if you haven't already. They get more involved with that. But in terms of what I want in the New York Giants draft, linebacker. We need inside linebackers. We have never had, inside linebacker presence since Antonio Pierce. So we need a presence in the inside linebacker position. We'll get a guy like Darian Beavers back next year from injury, but we definitely need some help at the inside linebacker position. I would definitely say we could use another corner on the outside. I can't trust Aaron Robinson. He's been banged up and inconsistent on the opposite side. Fabian Moreau, to me, is a stopgap. So I want to see them get another cornerback in the draft. I would even say a guard and a center in the NFL draft too, because Azudu, he's had a very up and down rookie season. McKeithen is coming back from a torn ACL. Ben Bredesen, I think he could be a guy we could use in the future. I don't trust Glowinski. I think Glowinski might be here next year, and then they might bounce him after this year. So I definitely would say offensive guard and center. Definitely don't trust Feliciano. Maybe you keep Gates and try him out at center. Maybe you bring in somebody as a competition with Gates at the center position. But overall, I don't know. Have you ever think about the day play-by-play live streams for the New Jersey Devils and New York Mets? Well, I do. I've done Brooklyn Nets live streams already. I mean, on my channel, I've done Brooklyn Nets. New York Mets, I plan on doing that in terms of baseball. Hockey, I'm really not that big of a hockey guy. I'm more of a casual hockey fan, but maybe, just maybe, I might bring some hockey into the forefront if I get back into the sport. But really, for me, it's just wrestling, basketball, baseball, and football. They're like my top 4 things. So I have done some Nets streams before. Blue City, if you haven't checked them out, I'm going to be doing some more in the summer. In the winter and the spring, so you will be seeing some more Nets broadcasts when football eventually starts winding down. I will do some Mets streams as well when I get the chance. It's just hard for me because I don't have ESPN. I mean, I don't have SNY and I don't have Yes Network, so it's difficult for me to be able to stream those. Yeah, you're right. I had to choose what's right for me to eat. Did you know I ate a whole large slice? I mean, a whole pizza. I've done that before too. I am not afraid to admit it. I've eaten a whole pizza as well. But guys, get your last questions in. I'm about to close out the stream. So whatever last questions you want to ask me, throw them out there before I close the stream up. Like the craziest part is I really did eat a whole pizza and I want a second one. Hey, if you love eating it and you have the stomach to be able to handle it, go for it. I predicted that the New York Giants would draft Kayvon Thibodeaux. I was so hyped when we drafted him. Oh, go check out the stream I did with Hit Squad Productions, Giants Opinion Sports. I did a stream with them, and also also Big Blue Corner, Rodney. I did a stream with them for the NFL draft back in April. So if you guys haven't already, I was hyped up when we got Kayvon Thibodeaux and Evan Neal. I never thought in a million years we'd be able to do that. I remember Giants fans wanted Josh Allen in the NFL draft. I did. I wanted one of the quarterbacks, absolutely. I don't know if I'd be able to handle the one-shot challenge. Can you imagine if the Giants drafted a Parsons-type player? Well, we could have, like a Parsons, but we passed on it for Kadarius Toney. But at the same time, we got Evan Neal in that trade. So I'm not going to fault them for that. I remember Eagles fans were so upset that we took Kayvon Thibodeaux. They thought we were going to go jump us against to get him. Yeah, that's true. What's going on, Further AM? Thank you so much for coming by the channel. If you guys haven't already, go check out Further AM's channel. My mom says that she would be surprised how much I can eat. And the weird part is I'm very skinny, unlike Kevin Durant. I'm a very skinny kid too, but I can eat a whole lot. So that's not out of the realm of crazy at all. It's not crazy at all. But guys, I'm going to close out the stream now. I'm going to go grab something to eat. So I want to say thank you very much, everybody that have come by the NFL stream for this impromptu Football Friday talk. I will be back next Friday for another edition of the Football Friday talk with NYG Jeffy T85, Giants, football previews, everything. As next week, it's going to be probably a more hyped show because it's going to be the Giants and the Eagles week. But obviously the big matchups, the Eagles and the Titans. You got the Jets taking on the Minnesota Vikings, Giants and Commanders. You got the Bengals taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. You got San Francisco and Miami. You got a bunch of good matchups this Sunday. So I want to thank Adam Costas. If you haven't already, go sub up to Adam. Next Shift Randy, another great Philadelphia Eagles content creator. Karim, always a phenomenal supporter of mine. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets. Fantastic supporter of mine with the Giants. Raphael Chassin, always love the work you do, Raphael. Coles Cowboys, if you haven't already, go sub up to Raphael and Coles. Raphael is a Raiders fan. Coles is a Cowboys fan. Go sub up to their channels. Alex is a terrific Cowboys supporter. Go check him out if you haven't already. I want to make sure I get everybody. The Miz, the hype man, and the heart and soul of the New York Giants community, along with Adam. Go sub up to the Miz. He just released his Football Friday picks of the week and locks of the week this weekend. So go check him out. Tudo Azuri, the biggest Giants supporter out there. He's always there supporting all the Giants content creators, whether it's myself. He's supported guys like Bad Dog. He supported guys like Big Dash. He supported all the great entertainment talk and sports, all the big New York Giants content creators, Big Pat Sports Talk, G Nation, everybody out there. Go check him out. King Jers, another awesome New York Giants supporter. Always love the support he gives myself and everybody. Kilted Haggis, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you coming by the stream. One of the funniest motherfuckers in the Giants community, Eric Seabrook. Always love the comedy he brings. He's a diehard New York Giants fan. Love the support he brings to the Big Blue crew. Have to shout out my guy. Eric Seabrook. Of course, Big City Empire Sports, another great New York Giants supporter. Always dropping that breaking NFL news surrounding the New York Giants. Big-time Yankees fan. He's a Devils fan as well. Always love the support he does. He's also a Philadelphia 76ers fan. Our guy, Almighty Finesse, he's one of the most diehard New York Giants. He's also a New York baseball fan and is a New York Knicks fan. Always love the stuff he does. CWE Bet Stewie, another great Brooklyn Nets fan, Seattle Seahawks fan. He's also a New York Yankees fan. Love the support he always gives my channel. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming out by the stream. Always love the support you give me all the time. Appreciate it sincerely. I just want to make sure I shout out everybody, that I don't miss anybody in the chat. because, I want to make sure I get everybody. SK Reggie and Daryl. Can't forget about my guy, SK Reggie. He's an excellent supporter of all my Brooklyn Nets contents. Love the fact that he's always there to support my videos and comment on them. Thank you so much, Reggie, for coming by the stream. Daryl, appreciate you coming by the stream as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming by. I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday too. Thank you guys so much for coming by the stream. And I think that's everybody as well. Further AM, another awesome content creator, does amazing stuff with his highlights that he does. Appreciate all he does in the Eagles community. He's a big-time Phillies fan as well. He's a big-time Philadelphia sports fan. One of the best when it comes to graphic designs, highlights, and everything. Go sub up to my guy, Further AM, part of the Hardcore Sports Network. And as always, if you guys haven't already, go sub up to myself, NYG Jeffy T85, as well as the Hardcore Sports Network, as well as the everybody part of the Hardcore Sports Network and my guys over at the Big Blue Crew. So, well, there you go. There you go. Screggy just threw it out. Or SK Reggie just threw it out there. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets. Thank you for the support you bring. I know the awesome support you give to Authentic and the Beard, as well as Bad Dog, as well as the Big Blue Crew, Entertainer. You're always with all the big-time New York Giants content creators, and I'm so blessed that you're here, always supporting me all the time. All you guys, thank you guys so much. Anytime Further AM. I hope all you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy all the football upcoming. And yes, I will be back next week for the Football Friday show. I hope you're on it, Further AM. It's going to be a fun week. Eagles, Giants week next week. Everybody have a great rest of your Friday. Take it easy. And as always, let's go New York Football Giants. Let's get it done this Sunday. Together Blue, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your